production. Good evening, gentlemen. This is Sir Yeetus. Welcome to episode 66 of Yeetus' Thoughts. It's been a crazy 24 hours. Crazy. Downright insane. Insane in the membrane. Because now things are actually getting real in the world. Everybody, or most people, are starting to get very anxious of what's going to happen next. Okay. Because not only that we have issues in the US, we have issues in Canada, we have issues in Italy, France, whatever countries are protesting right now, and then bam, out of nowhere, Putin wants to, like, you know what? I want to take back Eastern Ukraine right now. But based on the information that I'm seeing, it seems to me that he wants to take the whole of Ukraine, or at least bring the entirety of Ukraine to its knees. Oh, it's getting crazy. You already know, gentlemen. And where are these feminists? Where are these feminists right now that boast so hard about equality and men and women are equal in all aspects? Silence. Nothing. Have you guys noticed how social media, got a little bit quiet for the last 24 hours? Come on, gentlemen. Come on. You guys already know. You already know. And then I'm sure some of you guys are watching right now. Oh, Sir Yeetus, why are you making a lighthearted comment about potential World War III? Because us gentlemen already know. Unless we got a severe medical condition that does not allow us to serve, many of us may or may not choose to pick up that rifle. And I already know majority of you guys in the Warband will not pick up that rifle. Because why would you pick up a rifle for a society that treated you like shit all these years? But in the overall premise of my argument is, men, we already know, hey, we have to fight or die. Okay? Whether it's protecting myself or protecting the people that are very close to me. If shit pops off all the way to World War III. But where are these feminists that brag so hard about joining the front lines, and I can be infantry with the man, I can be rangers with the man, we can go to the front line together and have a good silence. I've been looking through my social media, all that boastful, oh, I'm strong, I'm this, I'm that. Nothing. It's hilarious, huh? Anytime that society, or I would say the globe, has a sign of duress, people regress back to their natural order. Men will continue to do what they gotta do. But you hear women, nothing. Silence. Nada. And here's the crazy part, right? When it comes to the current situation that's happening, let's say if the US does get involved with military, which I highly advise against. Look at the state of the military in itself. Look who is fighting for us. Do you really think that we have soldiers that have the mental fortitude, that has the courage to run into gunfire, compared to the people from World War II, Vietnam, Korean War, Gulf War, Iraqi freedom, enduring freedom? Do you really think that we have the same capable soldiers that we had back then? Right now, if the US gets involved, there will be a lot of casualties. A lot of casualties. And guess who is running the show? Because there's various high ranking officers that are struggling who or what their gender is. There's high-ranking officers that are transformers, gender fluid, etc. Yes, there are the ones that are going to be leading us to battle, right? I'm talking about the people that chooses to fight. Oh yeah, that's going to go so well. And then people are wondering, yo, why is Putin out of all times, out of any day that he could have invaded Ukraine, why did he do it today? Because he knows it is a perfect opportunity. He knows that our leaders are not strong enough. When I'm talking about having the confidence or having the boundaries to truly put their foot down. They're just gonna do a bunch of sanctions here and there, more sanctions here and there, and then they fail to realize, oh shit, Putin has been preparing for these sanctions since 2014. He has over $600 billion in the reserve. And of course, Putin's gonna have China help alleviate some of those sanctions. So Putin doesn't give two shits about his money being lost. And don't get me wrong, gentlemen. I understand there are various situations, plenty of variables when it comes to this current situation, when it comes to political, uh, the economy, geographical, geopolitical, whatever it is. There are countless reasons on why this is happening. Okay. And I'm sure that you guys looked on the news, you see Joe Biden, hey, we're gonna make Russia pay. We're gonna make them pay for what they've done, etc., etc. You guys need to look at both sides on why this is happening. Both sides. Because is Russia really the big aggressor, crazy guy? Or is NATO also at fault on why Russia is invading Ukraine? Because you guys need to understand, Ukraine is not part of NATO. Ukraine is not officially a part of NATO. And Russia does not want Ukraine to be part of NATO because Ukraine is right next to Russia, literally right next door. And it's bad enough that NATO has all these anti-air weapons and missiles and all that blah, blah, blah being built within Ukraine. That would be bad juju if Ukraine joins NATO. Because literally, especially America, would be at their doorstep. And that's not what Putin wants. So when it comes to Putin, when he says, hey, when it comes to the safety of my country and the citizens, I suggest you don't join NATO. And on top of that, I suggest you put away all your little gadgets. Because here's the thing, the US, we're good. We're covered by the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. Russia's not. And also, it turns out this Ukraine versus Russia thing, this didn't come out of the blue. This didn't come out of nowhere. Russia and Ukraine has been at it for almost 8 years now. 8 years. Especially casualties on both sides. So I don't know the entire thing because what I heard, I have not read it yet, that supposedly Ukraine is supposed to have an agreement with Russia, but Ukraine refused. And that was one of the main reasons why Russia pulled the trigger. I want to go and take over Ukraine themselves. Because first off, Ukraine was formerly part of Russia, right? So I'm sure Putin's like, hey, you're part of us. I don't know why you're trying to claim you're independent. You're with us, first off. And NATO knows that they can't get militarily involved. They know for a fact because that is the quickest route to World War III. with nukes. So, of course, NATO will invest weapons into Ukraine and hope that its own citizens will go up against 190,000 Russian soldiers. I'm pretty sure it was 190,000. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. That is attacking from all sides, north, south, and east. I'm hearing west as well, but that's not confirmed, at least not to me. Ukraine doesn't have any good anti-air missiles and none of that at all. So best believe I give Ukraine 3 weeks tops before they're taken over by Russia. Ukraine does not have a chance without NATO. And of course, NATO would be like, oh yeah, we want to involve and get see what I got to do. Just go ahead and send the troops. No. They already know that will have catastrophic consequences if they get militarily involved. So all they can do is do the sanctions and then do more sanctions and then say Putin is bad, etc. So now sanctions are being thrown left and right, up and down now. I've noticed just today that the price of gas went up by 20 cents, at least in my area. I don't even want to know how bad it is in places such as New York, California, or Washington. I will dread seeing the gas prices right now and how much the gas prices will be within the next few months. Putin sees Sleepy Joe as weak. Putin sees Sleepy Joe similar to Obama when Obama, back in 2014, said, hey, if you cross that red line, there's going to be consequences. And Putin's like, all right, I'm going to cross that red line. And then he crossed it. What did Obama do? Nothing. And not only we have Obama's associate, Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe is literally a few weeks away from going to a retirement home. Why would anybody in the world, let alone Putin, be wary of Sleepy Joe? That's another variable on why this attack happened. There are so many variables, gentlemen, and I'm going to start inviting you guys right now because I'm feeling a debate. I'm feeling a debate on whether should NATO get involved or not, or more specifically, should the U.S. get involved or not. And I haven't even touched on China yet, but we will soon. I'm going to start having people join right quick. And don't worry, I'll get to the feminists soon. I'll get to them. Go ahead and click that StreamYard link if you want to join and talk about this. Because let's keep it real, gentlemen. This is a very important topic that we need to talk about because it's going to affect everyone. Everyone. In some way, shape, or form. It's going to affect you. So you need to be aware of what's going on. We are in history right now. Literally history. This will go down in the history books. Whether it's good or very, very bad. It's not gonna be easy if we want to have a diplomatic solution. But I'm gonna add people right quick. Hey, Gray, what's going on?
Hey, apparently the start of World War III.
Yeah, a lot sooner than I thought, actually. And I'm going to add Carry On as well. Carry On, where you at?
I'm here.
All right. So, Gray, based on what I talked about so far, should NATO get involved with this Ukraine situation, or should they mind their own business? Because Ukraine is not officially part of NATO.
Depends entirely what NATO wants.
Okay, how so?
Well, that's the thing. Does NATO want World War III?
Based on what I've seen, yeah.
Well, then yes, they should absolutely get involved.
Well, what I'm saying from a civilian point of view, should we get involved?
Well, that's the thing. Whether or not NATO gets involved depends entirely on whether or not you want World War III to kick off.
No. You can't control what they're doing. I understand. But what I'm saying, you, as a person, should NATO get involved with the Ukraine and Russia situation?
Personally, no.
And why is that?
Not their fight, not their business.
Not their fight because they're not officially part of NATO?
Yeah.
And that's it? That's the only reason?
That's just the simplest, most basic reason, yeah.
Okay.
Like if you see two people who, you know they've got beef, they've got history, they start fighting. Like, are you going to get involved to try to curry favor with one of them? Like, what? No.
Personally, no, especially when they've been fighting for 8 years.
That's the thing. It's like, from a basic standpoint, no. Who really cares who wins this fight? And let's be honest, in terms of victory conditions, like, what does Ukraine win? Like, okay, they beat Putin. Okay, but let's say Ukraine wins. Like, somehow, let's say Ukraine wins. What do? Are they going to counter invade Russia? Are they just going to, like, beat them back at the border and then be like, ha ha ha, stay on your own side, Putin? Like, and then Putin's going to. Yeah, and then, okay, so they've kicked the ball down the line. Russia's going to do this again.
Yep, similar to what's it called? Iran and Palestine.
Like that's the thing. Like, Russia wants the USSR to be rebuilt. They want the extra territory. They want the buffer zone. Heck, they'd probably settle for Ukraine as a vassal state, and they're willing to be patient on it. So on the off chance that Ukraine sometimes wins, this will just start up later. And yes, and as Pedro says, they won't win. They're not going to win. So then Putin's going to get more territory. So this thing. So it's either Russia wins now or Russia wins later.
I agree. We're going to get back to that in a bit. Carry on. What do you have to say?
Bitch, I'm in England. Don't have a war. I don't want to die.
Hey, we all don't want to die.
You guys are in America. You guys have like 2 oceans blocking you from this shit.
It all depends if...
I'm in Canada, okay?
Listen, well, that's still in the Americas.
Plus, it's close enough.
But here's the difference. It all depends. If Joe Biden decides to implement a draft.
Even if we don't, like, if shit gets bad, man, I'm
Believe
learning
me,
Russian.
there'll be Americans dying as well.
Yeah, Joe Biden's he was with bomb, so.
Oh, I meant to say Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe.
Creepy Joe.
Creepy Joe. So, you, I forgot where you're from. Damn it! But I know you're from Europe. How do you feel about the current situation and why?
That's just. Technically, NATO kind of broke some laws and pushed the boundaries a little bit too far with Russia, so it's understandable they would act out this way. No one wants
so
this.
Ukraine is the one that pretty much instigated the situation, right?
Yeah, but NATO, it's like saying something like, someone's cheating, but you're still gonna sleep with the person. It's like, yeah, they instigated it, but you knew what was happening and you went along with it. So it's like they had certain rules. They kind of were playing around with it, and after Russia got upset, and now we're in this like fucked up situation. So
is 31 too old to be drafted? No, you can still get drafted. What'd you say,
I think it's like 40. Like, I think it's 40 in some countries to get drafted.
Ukraine is up to 60.
Shit, Ukraine got no choice right now. But
yeah, but I don't think anyone should get involved. I need to find out what Ukraine did for my country to see, like, what they doing for me. Like, would it really fuck up my life if they get invaded by Russia?
I think they gave you cheap prostitutes, so there is that.
They're just everywhere. Their children cause a lot of trouble. So,
well, the world want to call America hypocrites because, especially what happened in Iraq, Afghanistan, somewhere in Africa, Vietnam, Korea, Kuwait, like all these crazy places that we went into. The world want to call America hypocrites if we get involved with matters that doesn't even involve us.
Yeah, didn't guys
like you got involved with all kinds of shit before, but you're not going to do it now? It's like, yeah, it's called learning your lesson, dumbasses.
But especially with the most recent situation in Afghanistan, what politician in their right fucking mind will have the most piss poor evacuation that at least I've ever seen in my life? And then how many months later, you want to potentially go back to another conflict?
Oh, well, it'll get his ratings up.
It's not
it
will go down even lower. The American morale is not good right now when it comes to wars. It's not
from what I understand, every ratings go up when a war starts. Period.
But all the way across a country that doesn't even involve us,
it's going to. Hey, I'm not going to say that everyone's going to like it, but more people will like him then than currently do.
Yeah, because there's a bunch of females get up in their feelings because they saw a couple of sad pictures of what happened in Ukraine.
Rising polls are rising polls. They don't care how
I'm just saying. I'm just giving you the reason.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. The reason doesn't matter, right?
Well, it does matter. That's what I was saying. That's a cause of the polls going up.
But that's the thing. They don't care.
The big
Biden doesn't give a shit, or his handlers don't give a shit. Why the polls go up? Because they'll just be like, "Ooh, a greater percentage of Americans support Biden now that the war is going on." Yeah, and then they just broadcast that message out. How they get those numbers is irrelevant.
It's going to end just like Vietnam. It doesn't matter how high that fucking poll gets.
Oh yeah, well,
Biden's not going to end well.
well, Biden will be fucking dead or replaced by that point, so he don't care.
Yeah, he will be deleted. Okay, Susan. But
taking up back.
Well, you know how people like to take things out of context, especially the higher ups of this platform.
Yeah, watch the entire stream get yeeted just because we're talking about this shit.
Yeah, I won't be surprised if it does. I see, which I will have a segment at the end of this live stream. No, America and NATO should not get involved in this one.
Yeah, download a backup copy of the stream just in case.
Backup copy. But yeah, no. NATO should not get fucking involved with this shit. Okay? We already spread our resources long enough, and we already have 300 fucking problems here in the States. Okay? It's not going to end well, okay? The morale is already fucked. The prices are, the inflation is getting insane. And now you tell me
had 2 years of shit happening, and after we're gonna go into war, it's like we can't really.
You're telling people, even though you can barely afford to live, here's some job papers. Have fun in Europe.
Well, to be fair, we've had we were kind of starting to get famine. We've had pestilence. Now it's war.
Man, you guys gonna do that shit again, man. Every time you guys have a war, every time you guys get broke, you guys always start a war. You guys need to
it is good for the economy consistently. Manufacturing definitely goes up because you got to make a bunch of crap. I mean, heck, it could stimulate a whole bunch of chip manufacturing in the U.S. That would actually be a good thing.
Hey, France, don't you realize all the politicians are not in charge? No, but who are you going to hold responsible?
That's the thing. We don't like we can't really prove who's actually in charge, and even if we could, we can't hold them to account any more than we can the politicians. So it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but the politicians are the
What?
most easiest.
You're gonna hold the
targets
arms
invisible.
dealer responsible? Good luck.
Yeah. I can't even blame an arms dealer. It's like they didn't have to take the deal; they chose to.
Yeah, this is a crazy situation, and I swear to God, please tell me you guys heard yourself. Literally, you didn't hear anything actually from these feminists the last 24 hours. They're nowhere to be found.
I heard some people that was like of similar persuasion saying that people should go to war and die and all that bullshit. But you know, like no one's saying feminism is not on the up and up right now.
Oh hell no! Of course, World War III is around the corner. There's no fucking way they're gonna be. Oh yeah, let me volunteer to die a horrible death from one of these mortar shells or a fucking hypersonic missile. No.
Oh, don't worry. I've actually have been thinking a bit. I know exactly how to use feminists in the war.
Like I said earlier in this live stream, whenever there's any type of duress or any type of catastrophic situation or potential catastrophic situation, they go back into their fucking woman caves, aka the house,
the kitchen,
and pretend to be all traditional shit. No, we still remember. Pick up that rifle, because if that draft comes around, you coming with me. I don't give a fuck. No, you said that whatever in your belly is just a clump of cells. That's what you said.
Mm-hmm.
Pick up that motherfucking rifle.
Also, I now identify as a pregnant woman, so
I identify. Oh shit, we can't send them a war now. Oh god, you have like a doll baby. Oh man, but I'm just keeping it real. This is what you guys voted for. SJWs, feminists, male feminists.
Now keep in mind, half of all women over 30 don't, in the US at least, don't have kids. And probably aren't going to be able to get pregnant on top of that.
So might as well pick up a rifle and do something useful that you have left.
Well, quite frankly, like, let's be honest, if we give them rifles, we're just giving rifles to the Russians.
You're not wrong. Because there's no fucking way they're going to be. Because there is a couple of videos I am going to show later on how female soldiers truly act in very dangerous situations, such as missiles flying around them. It's pretty hilarious.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. Like if we get time, I got ideas for how we utilize the feminists.
Yeah, we definitely need to round them up. They watch too many SJW movies where female soldiers can take on the 300-pound, 6'4" man with ease.
Where's Scarlett Johansson? We need a special ops.
Yeah, that's just a Marvel movie.
Black Widow.
No, man, no. And she's like Jackie Chan. She did it all herself.
Oh my days, that was Brie Larson. That bitch is crazy.
Yeah, no, Brie Larson, definitely. We need like a fucking super soldier. Let's get Brie Larson in here.
Oh, is that a personal attack or something? Huh?
Well, we'll just fucking airdrop her solo into Russia. Putin will be taken care of within the week.
Yeah, but it makes no sense. Like, people saying all this shit, like, didn't they fight so women could be on the battlefield? Or some shit like that?
The best I can see female soldiers being is snipers. That's it.
Well, even a child can be
like far away from the action. That's the best possible thing. And yes, there are women out there that proven to be good snipers.
Yeah, the irony though, the best female snipers were Russian.
Oh yeah, I agree. The best ones were Russian. But them being in the middle of the battle, that's just a recipe for disaster. Let's just keep it real. Unless
we plan for that disaster and then it's exactly as we planned.
They're not gonna they don't, in my opinion, most lot of women do not have the fortitude or the courage to get up in there with the chaos when it comes to war.
Oh
they're
no, we don't.
they're not bred for that.
We
It's
don't.
not in their nature. It's not biological. They
We
can't
don't.
handle
We
that
don't.
shit.
We don't need them to do that. All we need to do is just have them in position, allow them to surrender, and detonate the IEDs in their bras.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. That's not a bad idea. But what I'm saying is when they want to preach that they're equal to a man in every aspect, treat them as such, throw them into the front lines, and good luck. Hey, 99.99% chance I'm not going to save you if you get injured and become a casualty. You're just going to have to be non-statistic. Oh, it is dreadful for all women to even think about that.
Oh yeah,
They
let's be honest. We need to solve the corpse gap. Like there are rows upon rows of dead men. We have to get that at 50%, people.
Mm-hmm.
Because whatever libtard or feminist or whatever want to try to disagree with, how many men died in wars in history? Give me the percentage. 99.9999999.
Yeah, like unless a stray shell happened to take out a medical tent, like that was about it.
Hey, you're talking about like civilians do like some shit like that happens, but most of the time it mostly.
Yeah, well, non-combatants, I suppose. But I'm pretty sure more children died than women.
Yeah.
True. And even with the medics and all that stuff that stay in the background, they're less. The medics are less likely to get killed.
Well, and let's
And
be honest.
On top of that, if they find out that you're a female soldier, let's just leave it like that. Let's just leave it like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's
You guys
been
know
plenty.
what I'm talking about.
There's been plenty of Vietnam movies that have depicted what happens when you capture females.
Like, do you really think, whoever is disagreeing with me in the chat, do you really think that a female soldier is going to have a good time in the battlefield? In my opinion,
Now, to be fair,
they're going to have a worse fate than a male soldier.
hey, we've seen what they like 50 Shades of Grey. They might actually like it.
But the soldier isn't a billionaire.
Honestly, I've seen the shit they like. They might like it.
I'm just saying. No, you mentioned 50 Shades of Grey. I'm like, hey, he's not some rich I can't even say the fucking word. He's not a rich CEO who's 6 foot tall and handsome and shit. He's probably some average 5'8", mediocre average guy.
Hey, look, if you're familiar with the ugly bastard tag, you know that a bunch of that stuff's optional.
But hey, I'm gonna ask somebody right quick. What did you go to say? Carry on.
Yeah, but it's a waste of time. Women shouldn't be on the battlefield.
No, they should not. And worse comes to worse, I'm okay with them being snipers. Worse comes to worse. That's me and my military experience.
No, that's the thing. Like, I basically give them the same battlefield value. Well, okay, maybe slightly less than children, but like we got to think about. Okay, we have a resource.
Can we stop right quick?
Yeah.
See, that's the crazy part I just thought about just now. The fact that I've seen whether it's movies, documentaries, or in person, more children soldiers than women.
Well, they're better at it.
Interesting. Think on that, gentlemen. What are you going to say, Gray?
Yeah, no, that's the thing. That's the children are better at it. So, maybe we just need to mix up a little brown, strap them with a vest that's got a bunch of C4 and ball bearings.
No, we ain't gonna be doing all that. No. Hey, Constantine, what's going on, man?
Yo, what's up, Yeetus? How are y'all doing this afternoon?
I am doing phenomenal. Just keeping up with the Ukraine and Russia situation.
Oh, nice. I did see some information about that last night on the news while me and some college friends were at the bar.
Yeah, I woke up and saw the news on YouTube. I was like, yo, what the fuck? Hey, Putin was smart to attack at night.
Yeah, I saw footage of the Russian tanks driving down the highway in either Ukraine or in Russia on their way to join the fight. Some very tense stuff happening over there. For
Russia,
sure.
not Russia. Putin thought about this for years. I can tell.
Oh yeah, I know.
Because he immediately went after Chernobyl. Why he went after Chernobyl, you ask, Sir Yeetus? I'll let you know. Because when you take over Chernobyl, that is the quickest route into the Ukrainian capital. So, what do you say, Constantine?
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah. What I was gonna say is, you're right. He has been planning this for years. He's been trying to do this for years. Back, like you said, when Obama was president, he was trying to do stuff like this, and he didn't try it under Trump, and then now that Biden's the president, he knows he can get away with more stuff. That's just how it goes.
Exactly.
He knows he's doing this because he knows he can get away with it.
And he says that he just wants the eastern Ukraine, but based on his tactics right now, he wants the whole thing.
Well, the thing is, he's been like, there have been basically Russian nationals kind of creating, like, you know how in America you'll have like enclaves of various different ethnicities set up in different parts of cities.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
well, Russia has been, like the Chinese or the Somalis, etc. Well, Russia has been doing that with like pro-Russian interests for quite some time, sending them into Ukraine and basically saying like, hey, get set up, put down roots here, establish a network, and building pro-Russian sentiment. And now those are the rebel groups that have constantly been pushing for Ukraine to join Russia. And that's why Russia's entering as a peacekeeper in order, like, basically they're going to say, oh, we're going to pacify this region to help keep the peace. Meanwhile, like, yeah, they're going to use that as an excuse to take over because there's a bunch of Russian nationals here. And if the Ukrainians attack the Russian nationals that are rebelling inside, well, that's casus belli right there.
And on top of that, Russia was afraid to attack Ukraine at first, solely because there's a pipeline, oil, I think it was oil or gas, I forgot, that goes through Russia. That was back in 2014, 2013. But over the years, Russia is working on a new pipeline that goes around Ukraine and is pretty much finished. That's also a reason why Putin is not afraid to attack Ukraine. Because before, if he goes all crazy with Ukraine, he might damage the pipeline and his own people will suffer. But now that he's pretty much almost done with his new pipeline, Putin's like, fuck it. So.
It's a small idea.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that goes into a situation that people don't think about, you know.
Yeah, war's freaking complicated. There's tons of little details that if you fuck up even the smallest thing.
Exactly. You know, I understand there's separatists. Russia doesn't want NATO next door. Economy situation. Because why would Putin attack Ukraine knowing that there'll be sanctions? More specifically, Germany stopping the pipeline from Germany to Poland or Russia. I forgot. But Germany stopped the project of building a new oil pipeline that will help Russia.
Yeah, they were good.
But why would Russia be that bold if they didn't have an alternative source, like a new pipeline? You guys get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's so many things that's coming into this right now. So many. And yes, I really do believe that Putin is not fucking around when it comes to, he does not want NATO to interfere. I really do believe he's not fucking around. Especially he has the backing of China. You know. Oh, speaking of China, Taiwan's next. Let's keep it real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately, they're going to have their work cut out for them too, having to defend against the Chinese military, the CCP, and all of that.
And is Taiwan part of NATO? I don't know for sure.
Probably
I
not.
don't know either.
So there's two countries that, that NATO, more specifically the US, shouldn't have any business in when it comes to alliances. So I know that Russia and China is going to play it off like, hey, I don't know why you're over here. They're not NATO. Mind your own business. So it's an interesting situation. Very interesting. And I was just thinking about the worst case scenario. I'm like, okay, let's say that NATO does get involved. It would be hilarious if, hey, I don't know how long this conflict is going to be. 1 year, 2 years, who knows? Just because the bill got blocked, I think it was around last year, of women signing up for the draft. They think that it won't come up again?
I did hear about it getting blocked. I remember a lot of Republican conservative politicians were vehemently against it and spoke out a lot against it. But yeah, I could see them trying to reintroduce that again in the future.
Yeah, I definitely see it too. And yeah, I agree, Big Top Podcast. If NATO gets involved, the nukes will fly. That's why the only thing that NATO could do is put a shit ton of sanctions. I don't know if I'm saying it right.
Sanctions.
Sanctions?
Sanctions.
Sanctions. Okay. See, I'm being fucking weird today.
You're
Yeah.
American, it's fine.
A shit. Oh yeah, whatever. Hey, you gonna need us. All right, be careful. Sanctions. Okay, that's the only thing that NATO could do. So, I agree with Midtown Podcast. Constantine, do you have anything else to bring to the table when it comes to your opinions on the situation?
Well, one of the funny things that sometimes people forget about the U.S. is the U.S. actually did have more of a let all these other countries do their own thing. Back in World War I and World War II, until up to the point where the U.S. had got attacked. I know that like Pearl Harbor for World War II and for World War I think it was that one ship that was in England, and then it got attacked by a German U-boat or a submarine, and it got destroyed, and civilians were killed. That's when they got involved in World War I, from what I remember. The U.S. used to be really more kind of recluse when it came to its military back in the early just right before around the mid 1900s. They were more recluse than they are now. And then really, I think it's been that in the 50s and the 60s, it was all about the trying to prevent the spread of communism from Russia, because Korea and and China and all that stuff, Koreans were being influenced by China and Russia, and that's where you get North Korea and South Korea. And then in Vietnam, it was Ho Chi Minh, and then the U.S. got involved in that one as well as in Korea. And so but like I said, from what I remember learning in my U.S. history classes from college, I got the impression that the U.S. back then was more of a country that would just stand back and let other people handle their own conflicts. It wasn't as we weren't as what's the word? We weren't as
World police.
Yes, essentially, yeah. We weren't as proactive in trying to get involved in other people's beefs.
Well, unfortunately, the presidents of the past established us as the world police. Unfortunately. Now, it's very tough for us to say, hey, this is not my battle. It's on them. It's not like you guys are on your own. I know there's some issues between you and Russia, but if your people are killing Russia's people and you don't want to sign an agreement, I have to find out what the name of the agreement was. But if you're not complying and stuff, and you know that there will be a potential chance of going to war, you're on the other side of the planet. Why should it be our issue? So,
Right.
but the only reason why we got involved is because Ukraine is literally the closest we can possibly get when it comes to Russia.
Well, there's other
Yeah.
countries, but they're not as big as
Other countries, but like Ukraine is like the most friendly. They're willing to let NATO roam about per se. It's getting cray. But I'm going to add the one, the only. Rishi, what's going on, man?
Yo, what's up, boys?
Yo. What is your opinion on the current crazy situation that's happening between Ukraine and Russia?
It was an inevitability. By the way, who's I'm hearing a bunch of white noise.
Who has white
Who's that?
noise?
Yeah, I'm hearing white noise too.
Is that you, Gray? Oh, nope. All right.
All right.
Did that fix it?
Yeah, I think it fixed it, dude. You're good.
Yeah.
I don't hear it at least.
Yeah, no, I think I got like some air stuff moving around. I'll shut down a door, see if that fixes it.
Okay, but Rishi, what's your perspective on this crazy situation? Because we're living in history right now.
Yeah, like I say, it was an inevitability. I think it would have happened no matter what, especially with Ukraine. I mean, you could call yourself an independent nation, but if you cannot defend yourself against aggression, like, do you really have sovereignty?
Well, on top of that, they said Russia claims that Ukraine had aggression against them for the last 8 years when it comes to Russians dying because of Ukraine. So,
I mean,
it's a weird
technically.
situation.
But in any case, might makes right. So it doesn't matter like what exactly, happens. At the end of the day, Russia's going to take over Ukraine, and then the Russians are going to write Ukrainian history books. So,
Do you believe Russia is going to stop at Ukraine?
I don't know.
No, just your opinion. Do you believe they will or no?
Well, here's the thing. I don't know. Can you all tell me if Ukraine has like any nuclear weapons of any kind?
Nope.
Nope.
Not that I know of.
Exactly.
I don't know of them either. No.
Exactly. The only reason like Russia can just pull up to Ukraine is because Ukraine doesn't have any missiles. It's the same thing when we dicked around in the Middle East. See, we can invade Middle Eastern countries all day because they have like no nuclear, missiles at all.
Rishi, give me a second.
So it's like
the West said they'll protect Ukraine if they gave up the Russian nukes in 1994. Ukraine had nukes in 1992.
But do they have them now? But do they have them now?
And now I see why Ukraine is kind of pissed off at the West because of this little treaty, this little deal that they have. Like the West will protect Ukraine as long as you give up the nukes. So I see what you're saying.
Yeah, sure.
They give up the nukes.
They gave up their sovereignty, bro. As soon as they gave up, so I don't feel too bad about them. And on the fact that at least the perspective should like the United States get involved, should NATO get involved? I say no. It's like, I'd say there's going to be more problems at home for them to deal with than them actually going to war with another nuclear power.
Well, shit, aren't we all dealing with like economic problems? U.S., Russia.
Oh, we're dealing with more than that, bro.
Well, I know, but I'm just
bubbling to the
surface.
surface.
Just saying economy, just economy. That's it.
We've got enough problems here in America that we all need to be able to sit down and really try to solve.
Well, I'd say
everything for sure.
the elite has more problems at home than we do necessarily. Like,
Yeah.
think about this.
Putin, he went home with a fucking gigantic mega yacht.
Yeah. And besides, it's like, I don't even know. Like, do I really think Putin's like a bad guy? Not really. Honestly, he's just doing what's in the interest of the Russian people. In fact, today I saw like a little TikTok video of him, like, I don't know what it was, but he was at a press conference and this guy was like presenting a dog to him. I guess he was like an ambassador or something like that. He's holding a dog by like the collar, basically like choking this dog, and Putin just like walked up to him and like grabbed and hugged the dog and kissed it.
Yeah, I saw the video.
It's like, that doesn't seem like a bad guy to me. Be me falling for Russian propaganda, but I don't know. I don't really care. Honestly.
So, do you believe right now? I'm gonna ask you first, Rishi. I'm gonna go around. Do you believe that Russia right now has the upper hand when it comes to political power?
The upper hand.
The upper hand, like he has the royal flush in his hand, Putin, when it comes to Ukraine and other issues right now.
No. Like,
why do you say that? Because he threatened if any country gets involved, you get that nuke yeeted into your country.
Oh yeah, sure. I'm gonna nuke all your country, bro. It's the same thing with North Korea, like.
But Russia has a shit ton more nukes.
Yeah, but we have a bunch of nukes as well. Like.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You know, if Putin doesn't get his way, we all lose.
I mean, it's the same thing with like North Korea, right? Maybe on a bigger scale. Maybe on a bigger scale. But
I've seen North Korea, believe me. Like I've seen and I've researched North Korea in my time in the military. But North Korea ain't shit compared to Russia. Russia could annihilate almost any country in the world.
So can we.
See, that's what I'm saying. Everybody loses. If I don't get my way, everybody loses. So, of course, especially with Sleepy Joe, he doesn't want to lose.
Well, that's how it is. Like right now, we have like a weak leader. So I guess he does. Yep. But is he going to be like, I'm going to take over the world. I'm going to start World War III and I'm going to rule the world. No, bro. It's like, I don't know. People overreact. Like it's the same thing with like, all right, bro.
I'm just saying, you think he ain't trying to revive the USSR?
Well, that's the thing. The USSR. That's the thing. The USSR is not the world.
Okay, you guys know what I fucking meant. He's trying to expand through Europe.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Well, not through Europe, right up to Europe. He wants Ukraine.
Of course, Rishi was over-exaggerating about that. Okay,
yeah,
what I'm saying is right now, is he going to stop at Ukraine?
No, probably Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Belarus, Moldova, Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Tajikistan, in addition to Ukraine. That's probably what he wants, those 14 other countries. 13.
And none of them are part of NATO? Because that was the agreement that they had. As long as Russia doesn't try to attack a NATO ally or country, whatever, whoever's a part of NATO, as long as you ain't trying to get all frisky with that, then NATO won't get all, all froggy and shit.
Currently, okay, I think so we got Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania.
Well, regardless, like.
Yes, Russia
Putin will invade. Like Putin's actually a fucking man with balls. Putin will invade, there's neighbors that don't have NATO support and don't have nukes. So, and quite frankly, those countries are kind of retarded for taking that deal with the West all those years ago. So, can't feel too bad for them.
Okay,
yeah,
it makes you wonder if they'd want the U.S.'s help. Because they'd be like, well, you guys made us give up our nukes, so we didn't have any deterrent for them to invade. So why would we want more of your quote unquote help?
Yep.
Well, that's why they're pointing to NATO, because the U.S. is part of NATO.
So
So
I don't know.
Does Putin have the upper hand, Constantine?
To a certain degree, I think he most definitely does, just because, you know, Russia's a lot bigger. Their military is a lot stronger. You know, they have a lot more newer and more advanced firearms and tanks and aircraft and ships and all that sort of stuff in their military's arsenal. Ukraine, I have seen footage of Ukrainians trying to hold their own against the Russians, and they were doing. Look, nobody got shot in the videos. At least they seem to be holding their own, at least in the footage that I saw. But it was insane stuff. Like,
Man, I seen Russian helicopters trying to bob and weave SAM missiles.
Yep. By the way,
yeah, those gunships are no joke.
Not to seem too heartless, my heart goes out to the gamers out in Ukraine that didn't get to play Elden Ring because all of a sudden they got fucking missiles flying over their houses.
Yo, speaking of that,
kind of a joke, but not a joke.
You know what? I'm sure that there's torrent sites. The PC gamers of Ukraine will find a way.
PC gamers of Ukraine will retake Ukraine.
Bro, I was actually a few weeks or so ago, I was playing Ready or Not with one of my college friends, and we're in the Ready or Not Discord to find people to play with. We got into a group with a Ukrainian dude that was going through all that. He was telling us about how bad it is. I was like, oh shit, that sucks, dude. I feel bad for you.
History. Russia always has the upper hand, except against themselves. What do you guys have to say about that?
Yeah.
I mean, true. Russia is kind of hard to beat in war. They're kind of the opposite of China. China hasn't really won a land-based war. Russia hasn't lost one.
I see what you're saying. Well, what about you, Constantine?
In terms of Russia being its own worst enemy, I could see that happening. I think really the way that the USSR fell apart was internally, and the Russian Revolution, and they killed a lot of their own once Stalin got into power. A lot of people were killed. That's just part of how you establish collectivism in a country. Is all the useful idiots, once you have no use for them, you kill them. That's what Yuri Bezmenov said, at least in terms of how subversion works. They definitely did also, put a bunch of their own people in gulags and stuff like that, and killed their own people.
Welcome to the gulag.
Yeah, except you don't have Reznov or Price there to help you survive.
Carry on. What about you? Is this comment true? Like, what's your opinion?
Yeah, Russia knows how to fuck itself more than any other country besides America right now. You guys are fucking yourself way more than Russia has fucked.
That is very true.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. We do have still the most powerful military in the world. But holy shit, we are imploding like a motherfucker now.
Well, you can have a great military, but you can have a lot of dumbasses running your military.
It's very mismanaged.
Well, we do have
needs an overhaul.
Yeah, we do have high commanders that struggle with their identity. So,
yeah. But
I think it's important.
What'd you say?
Go ahead, Constantine.
I was going to say you got people like Mark Milley that are trying to research and understand white rage instead of focusing on keeping our military strong. They're focusing on SJW concepts instead of...
What the hell is white rage?
White.
Pissed off Russians.
My white rage.
To be fair, maybe
smash.
Russians are white.
Caucasian smash.
So what is that supposed to be? Like, is this new?
This is some... I'm not sure if it's new, but it definitely is some kind of SJW concept. It's
They're
kind of.
Hey,
They're,
hold
they're
on.
trying to understand why all the people they're stepping on the faces of are angry that they're getting stepped on.
It's basically like I guess you
Oh,
could just
white
it could be.
guilt?
Nah,
No,
it's
no,
like
no, no. Like
white
the SJWs are like,
people
we're beating the shit out of white people. Why are white people angry?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, that's so fucking dumb. Hey, we'll get to that.
But
Again.
anyway,
Tara Bass Spence. I can't really say your name. USA. Are you from the Texas? And there's 49 bitches.
You bet. Oh yeah.
hot take.
Oh shit.
You have yeed your
anyway.
last haul.
Just I already know if World War III pops off, Texas is gonna be the one to save him today.
Yeah. But anyway, I
Where's
got
your
one
horse,
more.
partner? Get on, let's ride. You're gonna ride with the Rangers.
But I will say it's fairly surprising that this happens right now. Like it just represents how bold Putin is in taking this and how much he thinks he can get away with it because of our leadership right now. Because let's be honest, Yeetus, you would think like he would make these moves when the US is stuck in like a domestic, situation.
Well,
Nope.
it is like the truckers are about.
No. I'm talking about maybe like a
You mean the
know,
extremists?
kind of a civil war scenario, something
Oh,
like
that type of stuff.
that kind of level of
Well,
stuff.
we kind
But
of
he's doing it
are.
now.
It's just not bloodshed yet.
Yeah, but like, wouldn't you think he would do it like when
Well,
the bullets start flying?
Technically, he is, and I'm gonna explain. Well, you guys already know. Pretty much liberals versus conservatives right now, especially when it comes to information war on how Gen Z and our children are getting brainwashed to be effeminate, weak, gender swap, 73 genders, all that crazy shit. They will be way less likely to take up arms, and we have a lot.
So you think he's staging? He's taking over these like little buffer states where the USSR used to have, so he can stage the actual invasion of Europe.
No, I don't think he's going. Personally, I don't think he's going to invade Europe.
No.
But like, that's what I'm
he's going
saying.
to be taking the.
What if the U.S. was embroiled in its own domestic, civil war? And while
Russia will have a field day.
the chips are down,
I could see.
you think they wouldn't take it?
Yeah, Russia will have a field day.
Honestly, no, I don't think they would.
I think they would.
Man, that would be.
No, but like the problem is, the further away that you try to establish that kind of logistical control, try to hold on to it. Like the more territory you conquer in that manner, especially since, like with Ukraine, like he has been feeding in pro-Russian interests for years. Like it was really only a matter of time before the leader of Ukraine was pro-Russian, period, just due to the large pro-Russian voting base. That does not exist in Europe. If he actually conquered Europe through military force, he'd be facing constant conflict.
Well, would he like keep it, or would he just conquer it, take all the wealth?
Well, like what Gray said, he's just gonna probably take over the countries that aren't really part of NATO and not go too far in, because.
Well, I'm talking about like the U.S. is gone from the world stage. The chips are down.
No,
Russia would take over the entire thing.
He still has to deal with all the local.
Russia, China. Well, I think what would be more interesting is what China would do, because I think they have some interest in Africa first and foremost.
Well, China's got a bunch of shit in Africa. They've bought like most of Africa.
Yeah,
Africa,
but would they liquidate Africa, you think?
Yeah. In my opinion, Africa will be the next stage, in my opinion, when it comes to a big war. In my opinion, it's going to happen next. Because there's so much untapped resources in Africa right now, especially with the population getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah,
It's going to happen.
Then, like, you've got to hold it. Like, this isn't a strategy game where like you win and then you have total domination over the location.
Oh, believe me, I was military for 6 years. I know.
Well, maybe not total domination, but like that
Close
way
enough.
you could get like resources from there.
But you still have
make
to,
the
like,
people-
you have to extract them. You have to maintain the supply lines. You have to have a constant influx of manpower to extract it, constant influx of manpower to hold on to it. And that far from the Russian border, like to get anyone there in any decent time, you need to fly them there over a bunch of potentially hostile airspace. You have to deal with the locals rising up.
As long as you make the people bend the knee, that's all that matters.
Yeah, but
It's going to be generations of changing the culture and changing the way of life that will be imitated to Russia's.
Yeah, but you conquer them. Like that's one thing. You want to do what China's doing right now, make them economically dependent on you so that you can replace them
that's what I'm
naturally.
saying. You make them bend the knee, right? Say, hey, we are going to be here now, and you're going to be with us or against us. And of course, there will be people that will be fighting back, especially the people that remembers how it was. But give it decades in the future, if you're able to do enough, how do you say, propaganda and stuff, enough cultural change, including the money, right? Eventually, they will get with the program with the younger crowd in the future. You know.
Well, the only mistake that like the Roman Empire made was that they didn't like assimilate the Goths?
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't assimilate them properly.
And they
Like
expanded way too far.
Like that's the thing. I feel like Russia getting all the former USSR, like there's a ton of ties. Chances are there's relatives all over the bloody place. It's relatively easy. Africa, good fucking luck.
As long as you can put somebody in power that aligns with your views, pretty much what Great Britain did before, what America's doing now.
Well, I mean,
it'll be a lot easier to control.
China does have like 1 billion people, so they can just,
pretty much
colonize.
You go here,
liquidate the population.
But that's the other thing. That's the other thing with Africa. If Russia made a move on Africa, then they'd end up fighting China because China already has many interests there, and I'd say China's got a much stronger presence in Africa than Russia does.
Well, I don't know about like Russia invading Africa.
I see Russia and China working together in Africa.
Yeah, but it's like they're working together for a period of time.
Yeah, like remember Germany and Russia worked together for a period of time too, and that didn't work.
What I'm saying is, when it comes to at least the economy, I can see Russia and China working together.
Nah, really?
I don't know.
Personally, yes. I do see them.
We're kind of getting into like the area where it's like, we're
it's not that hard. They both have not similar views, but they do have things that they agree upon.
Yeah,
with
but
each
this
other,
but this is like a scenario like where down the line
I'm talking
where
about scenarios
US is gone.
I'm talking about scenarios too. Russia and China, what's it called? As long as, how do I say it? Because like what Gray said, China already has heavy presence in Africa. But I can see Russia. I can see them having some type of like, hey, let's create a deal where we will both win economically, right?
You really
we don't have to conquer the same lands. No.
I don't know, man. I really think that you're putting too much faith in incredibly powerful and wealthy people being cooperative.
See, here's what I'm saying though, because at least right now with America present, NATO present, China and Russia is pretty much the only people that has each other's backs right now. They don't really have good outside influence. Besides countries such as maybe India, because India, they're also allies with the United States as well, which I know personally. They created deals where soon United States will be touching down on India. But besides the point, besides Russia and China, they all that they have right now. But I see what Rishi is saying. If the United States is gone, this town ain't big enough for the two of us. That's what you guys are saying, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, they might be allied now because they have a common enemy. You take that common enemy away, there goes the alliance.
But once again, Africa is big as hell. Like, I don't see China taking over.
I don't see China being generous enough to allow Russia to have the economic power to even begin to challenge them.
See, and that's going to be a conflict. I see what you're saying.
Because remember, the most dangerous thing to a communist is a different communist.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'll say it one time. I was
the most dangerous thing to a communist is a different communist. You're right.
For all communist or power-hungry people, they act like they care.
No, you're right. All I'm saying is,
right.
When it comes to people, when it comes to cohesion, it would have been in the best interest to work together. But I see what you guys are saying now. Two communist nations, it's not going to end well.
Well, Russia is a little bit more. They're not like Russia and China. Their cultural aspects are way more different than people say. Like the communists, their cultural beliefs and so on.
But what I'm saying is, when it comes to business, I do see them working together.
Well, yeah, they could work together, but they definitely would stay.
They could work together for a brief period of time, but it would be an alliance of convenience at best. And it would be out the window, and both of them would know that shit would be out the window as soon as their base objective was accomplished. Like they're shaking, like they're using their right hand.
Ukraine, stay strong for our democracy.
Is this real?
Probably.
Yeah. Check that out.
Take that shit off. What the fuck?
Hey, I am 100% in support of that being the new soldier.
No.
Stay strong for our democracy.
Oh hell no!
Yeah. You know what that is right there? Pro-Russian propaganda.
Pro-Russian.
I don't see a better argument for Ukraine's unconditional
surrender. Put down my stream with that shit. God damn it! I sounded all what's it called? Ignorant. Okay. I don't know what the fuck that was.
Come on, that is like the most pro-Susan thing that's ever been on this stream. Is that image right there?
Watch me get like monetized and everything. all right. I see.
Algorithm stuff. A couple more of those, and Yeetus will be at 100K before Ribby.
Ribby, what the fuck? I just put out one video. I got 100 million views. I don't know what happened. But
that it's a new shirt.
Oh, you went all beep beep boop up on me. What'd you say?
We gotta clip that bit right there. Put it up on your channel. Completely take it out of context. Bam! You're gonna have 6-figure views by the end of the week.
So here's a question, which is kind of rhetorical, but it's for the chat. Why didn't Putin do this during President Trump's term? Why didn't he go for it again when President Trump was in office? Hello? Why are you being all quiet on me? Holy shit.
You said you were asking the chat.
No. I was asking you guys. I said it's okay. I kind of fucked up. I'm asking you guys. Why didn't he invade when President Trump was in office?
Well, from what I've seen, like part of it was like when they met face to face, like Trump like used like the handshake and whatnot to make it very basically Trump used like the handshake to show that he wasn't fucking around and that he would do something if Putin tried to start shit. What exactly he'd do, I don't know. I'm not exactly a master tactician in that matter. But well, like if I had to think, okay, what would I do in that situation? I would send U.S. troops to Ukraine as like training people. That way, if Russia attacked Ukraine and happened to accidentally kill some U.S. soldiers, then that would be casus belli for NATO to get involved.
And Trump was crazy enough to bomb Moscow.
Yeah, it might be.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Well, who's that Iranian general that he blew to pieces?
That's the other thing. Yeah, drone strikes.
Soleimani?
Like that would be the other thing. Like with all these imagine if a bunch of these pro-Russian Ukrainians, like some of their leaders committed suicide by shooting themselves 3 times in the back of the head.
I'll never fight for Zog. New military sign-on bonus. Free Ukrainian GF for all new recruits. The hustle and bustle.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
You'd probably get a lot of. I mean, shit, like that. You throw in a couple acres of land on top of that, and yeah, you would actually get a bunch of people signing up.
Yeah, you.
Putin had forces in Donbass for 8 years. I know there's an issue between Russia and Donbass. Is that where because I think Donbass is near the border between Ukraine and Russia.
Yeah, it's southeastern. Yeah, it's basically right between. So, like, Russia could gobble that up, take a good third of Ukraine.
And were there like insurgents or whatever in that area?
Well, it's basically
issues for Russia.
That's basically those pro-Russian nationalists that Russia has been feeding into there for years. That's kind of how Russia has put Ukraine in checkmate by having like a bunch of rationals and pro-Russians fighting for their freedom. They're basically saying like, no, we want to secede from Ukraine and go join up with Russia. Well, if Ukraine attacks them, well, Russia's like, well, no, these people like Russia. We have to go defend them. Ergo, they can enter under the guise of peacekeeping, causing NATO to hesitate. And that's how they've kind of put them in checkmate. There's like, there's a couple stories. I'm trying to think exactly how this is put down. But basically, Russia realizes that they couldn't go and attack Ukraine directly. So instead, they use information warfare to make a large population of Ukraine want to join Russia willingly. So if Ukraine doesn't respect the wishes of their own people and let them join Russia, then Russia has grounds to jump in and help these people who are being oppressed by the Ukrainians.
Yes, that's why he signed that little paper stating that at least Eastern Ukraine is independent.
Yeah. That more or less. It's basically going to be a puppet state of Russia, but it's done entirely. That's the thing. On paper, it's independent. In practice, it's going to be a Russian vassal state.
And based on what Putin is doing, based on his battlefield tactics, he wants the entirety of Ukraine.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you can justify, like, we can't let these dangerous, tyrannical Ukrainians oppress their people. We need to save our people. And if that means we have to beat the shit out of the rest of Ukraine to do it, so be it.
Hey, so do you believe, I'm going to be right back in 2 seconds. I'm grabbing another drink. Do you honestly believe that Sleepy Joe is able to do anything to deter Putin at this point? And anybody can answer.
Honestly, launching the nukes, it would probably be the number one deterrent.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh my days.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wow.
Just waiting for you to start.
Gone for over 5 times. 5 times the reported time.
Yeah.
But no, like realistically, the threat of undoing everything, and the idea that Biden or his handlers might be crazy enough to do it, that might slow him down. But I think in a staring contest, Putin's going to blink long after Joe Biden falls asleep.
Now, Joe Biden,
You
he
mean
cannot
Sleepy
hold
Joe?
his own again. Yeah, Sleepy Joe, Creepy Joe, Jim Crow Joe is not able
That
to
didn't
hold
help.
his own. He's not able to hold his own. He's not going to be able to hold his own against Putin. The man, people have made memes about him crapping his pants when he met the Pope, like, and all that. Like, it's so easy to make fun of this guy, and you know, they have to try so hard to get people to like him, but so many people across this country know that he's weak. They know that he's bad. They know he's a bad president. I mean, we look at all the different events, like sporting events, college football, college baseball, even professional sports in some cases, and at Talladega, they're all chanting F Joe Biden, and then it becomes a freaking meme of let's go Brandon, because it's just gotten to the point where it's obvious. People know that he is incapable. And it's you could even say that it's borderline elder abuse what they're doing to that man.
It's absolutely elder abuse.
Oh yeah.
I feel like he kind of deserves it, but that's just me personally.
He deserves it.
He deserved it back when he could comprehend what was happening to him.
Yeah, he gets ice cream. He's happy. He's happy.
He gets his pants. He's happy.
I actually did read an article saying that the reason that he eats so much ice cream is because apparently ice cream has health benefits to counteract dementia or something. Like there was some news article I read saying that. I don't know how true that is in terms of health benefits to counteract that, but it was just a funny little.
Joe Biden he'd be like, Kamala, my little boom boom.
The brain freeze slows down the neural degradation.
I'm little boom boom.
Hey, I'm going to use that excuse when I'm old. Hey, I need ice cream. It helps my dementia.
Hell yeah.
And then I'm going to say, hey, you didn't give me any ice cream. I want ice cream. Like, because I'm forgetting shit, right? Give me more ice cream. You didn't give me shit. What are you talking about? Give me the goddamn ice cream.
I gotta slow down my brain degradation. Gotta chill the brain off. Give me some ice cream.
Brain freeze actually helps in a situation. Give me the goddamn ice cream.
It's like putting the brain. It's like putting the brain, putting the brain in the fridge, basically.
But hey, y'all, quick show before I continue. Okay, 2 things. All right, I see you guys' votes. 251 votes. I'm gonna end the poll. And around 86% of you guys say we should not be involved. And I definitely agree 1,000,000%. This is not a fight. This is not a fight whatsoever. Why should young men and women get sent over there to die for a situation that has nothing to do with us? That makes no sense. A waste of money, a waste of resources, a waste of lives. Do you guys agree with that?
I'd go as usual. I go a step further. It's like, why the fuck am I going to fight for someone who actively hates me and is trying to throw me in prison at every turn?
Oh, okay. We're
And I'll go a step further. We should actually be helping Russia invade Ukraine.
No. Hey.
We should be like, yeah, food, we got your back.
Going a little bit crazy right now. Okay.
No. Just kidding.
Yeah,
joke.
Okay.
Joke. I'm a funny guy. I'm a funny guy. All right.
Yeah, funny. That's funny to you.
Oh, why you laughing, bro? That's not funny.
It ain't funny.
It ain't funny.
But I do agree. You know,
like let's be honest.
A man in the United States right now, or a person in the West, why should a man that has been treated badly since he was a teenager, or hell, even earlier, all the way up until now, why should he defend the very same people that treated him like a second-class citizen, that treated him worse than a dog?
Yep. Why?
I see what
why?
you're saying, Gray.
Why should I fight for a president whose mentor and who he gave a eulogy for a KKK member? Why would I fight for somebody that? Why would I fight for a president that's a racist that has ties to actually racist people?
Why, these women touting they're strong, independent, they don't need no man all this time, but when World War III is looming around the corner, all of a sudden, oh, I'm just a woman, oh, damsel in distress, you gotta fight this war for me. I'm not strong, independent anymore.
I do remember seeing memes about that stuff. I think I mentioned this before. Seeing memes like that whenever there was all that stuff going on with Iran about a year or two ago. All those memes about women suddenly wanting to get back in the kitchen and cook some nice hot dinner or make a sandwich or something. Like women were making those memes. It wasn't just men. It was women making the memes.
Oh yeah, no.
too.
Our RPM's got a thumbnail of a tweet saying exactly that on his video today.
I don't trust their cooking. I might get food poisoning.
Probably might. I think definitely will get food poisoning. They ain't gonna learn how to cook in 5 minutes after eating fucking takeout for years. So, like, just because they're 300 pounds doesn't mean they're a good cook.
That is true, but quick chill. Okay, if you guys want to support my channel or the Warband in general, please click on the link that I pinned on top of the chat and donate to paypal.me/SirYeetus. Okay, on top of that, if you want to have a question or statement that you want read right away, you can go ahead and donate to my PayPal as well. Okay, all the money will be going towards the production of the channel or whatever the Warband needs. I got a few upcoming art very soon for you guys for the live stream. I'm very excited. But once again, if you want to ask a question or say a statement, go ahead and donate to the PayPal link that's pinned. Or if you just feel generous, you can donate as well. All donations are appreciated. Or just like the video. That's all I need. Okay, so when it comes to cooking, who's talking about cooking?
A couple of us. Basically, like, just because they're 300 pounds doesn't mean they're good at cooking.
No, but it's a good... Okay. It's a good indication that they know a thing or two about food. It's kind of like a stereotype. Actually, it is a stereotype. Where
admittedly, if you have a thin chef, you're going to think twice about trusting him. But at the same time, just because someone's good at eating doesn't mean they know how to make food.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, if there was like a big chef, like a big boy, not big girl, big boy, I will have more trust that he knows how to cook and season his shit.
Yeah, but you see a 400-pound land whale, you're not going to immediately assume, oh, she must know how to cook. That's how she got so big.
She eats a shit ton of ice cream or something like that.
Yeah, she liked them donuts.
She liked them Debbie cakes.
I get a big donut and I stuff it in my face.
She's probably going to come to your dinner table at the restaurant, like, you're going to finish that? Like, hey, get away from my plate. What the Oh, shit. But how you say this entire situation, who knows what's going to happen? Who knows? But we do know that there's plenty of variables when it comes to the situation. I like that all you guys had a good input on the situation. But now let's go to China and Taiwan. Do you think Taiwan is next?
Probably.
Because based on what I've read, at least earlier today or was it yesterday, that they caught Chinese ships near Taiwan.
I don't think that that's like necessarily a new incident.
No, it's not. But do you believe that Taiwan is next soon to be occupied?
Let me check the geography. I'm not familiar with Southeast Asia.
Because
it's literally like it's
the South China Sea situation has been around since I've been in the military. So I know it's not new. But right now, since all the distraction is happening in Ukraine, do you think China will take the advantage and go after Taiwan?
Yeah, I could see that.
What about you, Carry On? What do you have to say about that?
If China will probably be much more easier. There's barely anyone of power around them that can literally get in the way, like with Europe, with Ukraine. So that's
And
way more likely.
like no one else has the
Yeah.
geographic advantage.
Like there's
Taiwan
India,
is the one
but-
that makes all the graphics cards, right?
Well, that's where like 80% of
One of the
chips
countries, I
are.
think.
Fuck.
Well, I don't even know why exactly do they produce so many chips
I need a new
in
graphics
one
card.
spot of the world?
Motherfucker.
Well,
Is that
a lot
because
of-
like we're unwilling to like dig for them, environmental regulations, or is it just
I think
because
part of it, Rishi, is the fact that America outsourced a lot of its jobs. So even American countries have a lot of stuff produced in Asian countries, because, of course, a good deal of the American or not just American, but even other tech companies have their stuff based in Asia for their factories. But some countries are where these companies are from. I know that Cisco, I think, is based in Taiwan, if I remember correctly. And then Asus is another company that's an Asian company. Same thing with NVIDIA. I think even AMD is based in Asia now. So there's a lot of different companies that have that. I think I heard something about Intel maybe starting to produce stuff in America, but I could be wrong. And I think that was a while back I heard that. But a lot of that's just a lot of it's just based there because jobs get outsourced there, even if the company isn't based in that country. So I think that's a big part of it.
But Taiwan wants to break away from China so bad. So
They
bad.
do.
So I know there's instances years ago where China literally restricted tourism in Taiwan because tourism is a big economic blow to them.
Oh, here's the other thing. Like, do any of you watch China Uncensored at all?
No, is that news, a show?
It's a channel on YouTube that basically goes into a bunch of behind the scenes stuff with China. Like, so a lot of like what's going on right now. And China right now is undergoing a transition period of power. Like the leadership's starting to shuffle. So
What about wait, are you talking about in Taiwan or in China?
China itself.
So President, what's his
Pre-
name?
Xi Jinping. Yeah, no, he's
Yeah.
he might be on like he's currently in a power struggle with other leaders of the CCP.
Man, shit is going wild right now. I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, I just feel like everyone's about to implode.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a power struggle over there. That's
No, it's been going for a while now. But yeah, there's a major power struggle going on between the heads of China right now. Entire different divisions of the nation are controlled by different parts of the Chinese Communist Party, and the leadership is currently battling. They're rewriting history books to favor one or the other. The whole dog and pony show.
I won't be surprised if they have a civil war then.
Well, no, civil war is one thing, but they might actually.
Okay, how about coup d'etat, military coup?
That's the thing. It really depends which aspect of the CCP controls the military.
Right.
Because like the leadership controls different aspects. I think the military and the police are controlled by different people. And those two are in competition vying for power right now.
Very interesting. I gotta look into that. I never heard about that until now.
I do highly recommend the China Uncensored YouTube channel. That's where I get most of my stuff, and I really don't know anywhere else.
Okay, I am looking that up right now because if that's the case, I don't even know if they have time to deal with Taiwan unless they're going to use Taiwan as a distraction.
that's the thing. It could be used as a pawn in the power struggle itself, or at the very least making it appear like they're pushing harder on Taiwan to gain more support from one faction or another. Like, it's a complicated rat's nest, to say the least.
So, do you guys believe that something big is going to happen when it comes to like some type of revolution or some type of like, how do I say, a big, how do I say, a big event that's going to happen that will have a domino effect around the world? It doesn't even have to be World War III with nukes.
No, personally, I think that Russia is just going to annex a large chunk of Ukraine, and Ukraine's going to take it like a bitch.
Yeah, that's true. They have no choice. What'd you say, Carry On?
Well, I feel like after the 2 years that we had, because of Wuhan and all that crap, everyone is on edge. So even if Ukraine and Russia didn't like happen, someplace is going to become more agitated. You're going to see more people fighting against the governments and so on. So yeah, there's just going to be already with Canada. So if Canada's doing it, there's definitely other places are building up, and that's why like people saying like the governments are relaxing with their COVID restrictions now, but people saw what the governments were doing and they're not pleased with them. So even if nothing happens, like we want to crazy shit now, something will definitely happen, and something will definitely happen besides this stuff that's happening now.
It's something that you're not going to just forget about magically. Is how you're not going to just magically forget about all the shit they did to us, not just in America but across the globe. People are not so going to so easily forget.
Yep. And Constantine, what do you have to say about that? Do you believe that something revolutionary is going to happen, whether it's like a big event, a renaissance, whatever it is, like something that will change
the world?
The world, or at least Western society?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised that something is going to happen. As far as it goes with China and Taiwan, I know we were speaking on that a bit earlier. I wouldn't be surprised if China tries to take an opportunity to go after Taiwan, because they've been wanting Taiwan for years, and they've been definitely indoctrinating their people to believe that Taiwan is part of China. And because I remember even asking just for fun, one of the guys that because my college friends and I played H1Z1 back in the day, and there were a lot of Chinese players, and so we got put with one dude from China in that game, and one of my friends jokingly asked him about Taiwan, and all he said was "one China, best China," or something like that, as you know, because that's what they teach them. That's their whole thing, and so I would not be surprised in the slightest if they were to try to secure Taiwan. But as far as it goes with any big kind of event that happens, I would also not be surprised if something like that was to happen in the next few years, or even maybe this year or next year, potentially. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I'm not even looking forward to 2023. Not gonna lie.
No.
Yeah,
like we're still in February 2022, and shit's already going crazy. Oh boy. But here's a funny question. Ray, should women be drafted for the war, at least in the United States, based on what you know about the feminism, the equal rights, etc.?
If we want to actually win, no.
What about just a lesson? Let's just draft around 50,000 women.
I mean, if there's a good way to get women to scream for taking their rights away, yeah, this would be it.
I'm like, hold up. No, like that's what I want to say. Like, wait a minute. If you won all these rights, especially the right to vote, you should be willing to die for it. Like what men have no choice to do until recently. Men have to die so the way of life can continue. You guys got the same rights as us, but 99.999% of you modern women never had to pay the price. You don't have to pay for your life. I'm talking about you have to deal with PTSD, missing limbs, horrible back issues, etc. It is insane. How can you going to have the same rights as me, but you're not willing to sacrifice as much as me? What do you guys have to say about that? What about you, Carry On?
Yeah, it's kind of bullshit. I don't like the idea of democracy, so to say. In the modern form in any aspects. I don't like big governments in any form too, so that's not surprising. But yeah, women do not have, they shouldn't, if they're just going to get a free pass and not actually have to care about the city or their countries or where they live, they don't have to fight for it, they shouldn't get certain rights in that place. It's like if I go to...
if you want to be equal to a man so bad, why aren't you willing to die for... That's my biggest issue.
They don't want that. They don't want that. And if a guy says, like, now, do men have to get drafted or something like that? But we know men will get drafted even if the government says we no longer have that rule and all that bullshit. But women don't want to be that. If you tell women, like, okay, I'll be fine with you having rights and all this stuff, and I'll even stop the gender wage gap and all that bullshit that they believe in. If you just have to get drafted by going to war, they will say no to it. They will say no to it. Even if you gave them nearly everything they could have, they will say no because they know what it stands for and they don't want to put their bodies on the line, but they're fine with men doing it. They make fun of men getting forced going to wars and all that shit. So if you don't want to take the responsibility of owning or being a part of a place, tidying up a little bit or all that crap, you shouldn't get the rights in the say of that place. So if they want to paint the house green, and you don't like the color green, but you don't pay for the house, you don't really get to say. It's like your parents always said, my house, my rules. If you ain't paying bills, shut the fuck up.
I agree. I definitely agree with that statement. I definitely agree, but of course, these grown children, aka modern women or women in general, they believe that you are supposed to abide by their commands, whether it's a good or a bad thing, which is insane. Gray, did you hear my question?
Yeah, and then my internet took a dump. So the response Susan apparently didn't like is that it would be a great way to finally get women to advocate for taking their rights away if we had them all drafted under the name of equality. Like, I can honestly think of no better way to get them all to go, no, we don't want to be equals anymore, to which we can then go, oh, okay, you can't vote now. Now, I don't think any of our politicians have the balls to do that.
No, they probably don't.
But if we're looking at it from a is there anything to gain from drafting women? I was like, well, yeah, we could get them to advocate for taking their voting rights away. All right, okay. Now, if we had smart politicians that wanted that, they'd do that. But the politicians have too much to gain from women being able to vote. Like, Trudeau realizes that women are the only thing keeping him in office right now. So
I definitely agree with that, man. Constantine.
Yes, sir.
You heard my question, right?
About women joining the military and fighting in a war against Russia to help Ukraine.
Why should women advocate saying, hey, we're equal in every aspect, yet they are not willing to pay the same consequences as men, such as dying in wars to protect a way of life and having the ability to vote?
Well, I think that a lot of women, they want the equality, but they don't want to have the consequences of that equality. They don't want to have the responsibilities that men have in terms of, being the traditional roles that men have. And I would have to agree with Gray that, if we were to have a war, if we actually wanted to win it, it would be a bad idea to have women in our military in combat roles to a big degree. It would be a very bad idea because, biologically speaking, women don't have the same strength and they don't have the same kind of psychological wiring in their brain as men do. Men naturally are built for this sort of thing. Women are not. And, I agree with Gray that, again, if you actually want to win, you're not going to do that. But if you want to try to make a big point to him, you could require it. Have him go over there, see what it's like having having people rain down fire on you with a PKM LMG or something like that, or having to deal with mortar shells and all the other stuff that comes with that exploding around you, and being scared for your fucking life over there, just like the men that have served our country have experienced. The things they've seen, having to see what men since the beginning of time have had to witness, all the death and destruction and all that. Maybe then they might begin to realize maybe there was a reason things were done a certain way for so long. Maybe just maybe there's a reason. Maybe men and women are different, and there's a good reason for that. Maybe, but would anything like that ever happen? I doubt it. Again, just like Gray said, I don't think politicians have the balls to really take those kind of measures.
No, men and women are equal in every aspect until it's time for them to go to war and be drafted.
Until shit hits the fan, they're equal. But then whenever a crisis happens, men are the ones that they expect to make it right. Even I guarantee you, like in natural disasters and stuff like that, go to the Waffle House if you're in an area where there's a natural disaster. I guarantee you, most of the people in there that are in there and everything are probably going to be men that are responding to the natural disaster. Because if you didn't know, Waffle House actually stays open to provide people that are first responders for natural disasters a place to eat. That's one thing I learned that a while back. So,
even though Waffle House is ghetto as hell, hey, they don't play about staying open.
They offer, they have pretty well priced food. They got pretty good hash browns. I remember I actually went there this past Christmas for breakfast because they're open on Christmas too. So I went there to get some breakfast. It was good.
Just don't go in there midnight, 1 o'clock.
Actually, funny story. Me and some friends from college actually did that my senior year. We were going to a different place in Houston that you can pay them $20 for a big plate of nachos, but for whatever reason they were closed because usually they're open 24 hours, but for whatever reason that night they weren't. So then we went to Waffle House instead, and it was in Houston. So I've been to a Waffle House late at night in Houston, so that was an experience.
Yeah, there's a lot of drunken people trying to get into a fight, whether it's with the cashiers or cooks or with other customers. Like people just want to fight at a Waffle House. It's crazy.
So wasn't there like an incident when someone shut up a Waffle House recently or something like that?
I do not know, but hey, Lion and MGTOW, come join if you want. Here's the link. It's pretty cool. But Rishi,
Yo,
do you have anything to say? Like, did you hear my question?
what was your question exactly?
So it's crazy how women, they want the same exact rights and privileges as us, but when it comes to crisis and catastrophes, they are not willing to lay their lives on the line and die for our way of life and the ability to vote.
Tales always time. It's like, what do we always say? Women want all the rights and the privileges of men without any of the responsibilities.
Yes, It's pretty much.
Pretty much with everything, you already know. You
Yeah.
already know my.
But it's
opinion
for
on
the
this.
chat. It's for the chat.
You already know, chat, bro.
Oh shit! But
This is how the West falls.
pretty much we let the female population get too much power and voted in a complete weak leader with a complete weak vice leader.
Yeah.
And
Is there
now-
any
what'd you
very
say?
surprised, like, that these people that like freak out, I don't want to go to World War II. We're all gonna die. Yeah. Are you surprised they voted for like a weak man, like a dementia-ridden man, to
No.
be the strongest man in the world? Exactly.
Yep.
So
I'm not surprised in the slightest that you have a bunch of these kind of men that are indoctrinated by feminism, and they're brainwashed from a very young age, as many of us were before we discovered out the truth about how society has been emasculating men for many years now. I'm not surprised in the slightest that those kind of men are voting for this guy. But hey, no more mean tweets on Twitter, right? Right?
Exactly.
Orange, no more evil orange man typing out mean text on a screen that has no real effect on your personal life all that much.
Hey,
For real.
Twitter is their entire personal life.
That is true. That is very true. Sadly.
Don't forget about TikTok.
Yeah.
If Trump wasn't on TikTok,
and that'd be epic if we could get some Trump TikTok.
Dude,
That would
he'd
be
be
pretty
sharing
epic.
all the funny shorts, the meme shorts that people have made, like that one. Have y'all seen the one that it's the scene from Star Wars Episode 3 with Order 66, but it's Trump executing Order 66 on the fake news, and he's like, and it starts out with him saying, "CNN is fake news. Bomb the shit out of them," and he's just, and then they're destroying all the fake news and stuff. And you have the scene where Plo Koon gets shot down by the clone trooper pilot, and then it's got Alex Jones' face photoshopped in, and he says, "I don't like the fact they're putting chemical in the water that turns the friggin' frogs gay," as he's like says the line as he's shooting him down. Oh, it's something else.
But with Sleepy Joe and the left, they sold this big old lie that they're going to be giving everything out for free, like the usual,
Yep.
because they don't give a fuck about SJW, alphabet community, minorities until election day comes around. But of course, these gullible, young, dumb social media motherfuckers, they can't get that through their head. They really believe that Sleepy Joe is for the people. He doesn't even know what time it is right now.
Nope. He's got that earpiece with them telling him what to say and reminding him of things that he needs to talk about or whatever.
I saw the earpiece. I saw it.
I remember seeing the posts talking about it too. About it was like at the first debate or whatever. Yeah, look at this. This motherfucker's got that earpiece in there. His handlers are just telling him what to say.
Hey, Greg.
Ooh, hiss.
Sure.
Can you look up where Alexander the Great died?
yep.
So I think it was in Persia somewhere.
Somebody say he probably died in India.
Says Babylon.
Yeah. So around the Middle East.
So yeah, not in India, right?
He
So-
didn't get to go to India. He was going. He was planning on going to India. But,
Modern day Iraq, actually.
yeah. So yeah, that
Yeah,
makes
it's
sense.
apparently 52 miles from Baghdad.
What a savage. Let me drink this poison and die in the desert.
He might
I'm
got
that-
killed by his.
he died when he was like 31, right? Shit. He died pretty young.
Yeah.
Apparently, he
Well,
was
that
also
was very short
5 foot
time.
shit. So, like, fucking short king right there.
Yep.
Well, everyone was kind of short back then.
And
Man's got that Audie Murphy energy right there. Actually, I think Audie Murphy was 5'2" or something. He was a short man, but he was
And
a
he
savage.
never lost a war. That's his greatest legacy. He never lost.
Yeah. I like Julius
According
Caesar.
to the history books.
Yeah, he didn't lose, but he definitely lost in the long run. His child got killed.
Yeah, he got poisoned supposedly.
Yeah.
But hey, he never lost a war. That's the biggest thing. But I'm going to be adding somebody else, the one, the only Lion of MGTOW. What's going on?
What's up, fam?
How's
Yo.
life treating you, bro?
Well, yeah, I've been working a whole lot of overtime, kicking ass in my trade. Yeah, it's been exhausting, but still stick with it. Yeah,
You sound exhausted, bro.
it is what it is.
Hey, as long as you're staying hydrated.
Yeah, that won't be a problem.
What
As for
is your what's it?
continue.
What is your perspective on the situation that's happening between Russia and Ukraine?
Yeah, that right there is one hell of a mess, and I get the distinct feeling that it's going to last for quite a while. And of course, this actually had to happen during the year of the chameleon. It had to happen.
Yeah, I'm not surprised whatsoever, especially when Putin said he only wants the eastern side of Ukraine, but based on his military actions, he wants the entirety of
Oh, yeah.
Ukraine.
Oh, he wants the whole thing, man. Ukraine has a lot of natural resources. He wants it, so he's going for it.
Should NATO get involved?
They probably will. It's going to be a mess.
Including America?
Well, we're already feeling it right now. I mean, your gas is what, $4?
Last time I checked, $3.50.
It's $3.59 where I am.
And that was just in the course of 24 hours.
Yep.
Did you guys deal with the same thing?
Rise in
I'll have
gas
to-
prices? Yeah, I've seen them rise up quite a bit. Last time I filled up, it was like $3.30 a gallon. I was like, dang, it's gone up quite a bit.
Yeah,
Holy crap.
we use liters in Canada, so I have to convert it.
Yeah, it's insane. It is insane. And
Yeah. And the fuel, it's funny how the fuel goes up during a natural disaster. It goes up during a war. It goes up like right before summer. It's madness.
No shit. Yeah, apparently, yeah, gas has been at like $4.50 Canadian for a while now. So
Damn.
yeah, fuck that Canadian bastard.
Actually,
you know
no,
who I'm talking about.
yeah, blackface Hitler.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Who could forget? Who could forget Justin Dildo? Yeah.
You got
Ooh,
old
that's a good
Castro's
one.
bastard son up there.
Yeah.
But so one of the parts that I wanted to talk about in my live stream is how I want to tell the feminists keep that same energy, because who knows if America gets involved and they will need people for the draft. I'm like, oh, but Sir Yeetus, they shot down the bill when it comes to the draft. I'm like, yeah, they shot it down, but what makes you think they won't bring it back up?
Exactly.
And when they, in my opinion, when they bring it up, if shit goes crazy, keep that same energy. Grab that rifle.
Yep. Keep that same energy. It's time to be studying and breathe.
I don't care about your cries. I don't care about your moaning, complaining. Grab that weapon.
Yep. It is what it is. Yep.
Because
Take that position and die like a good soldier.
Yep.
Have fun carrying that 249 and that 240B and and the 2 belts of ammo around your shoulder. Have fun with that.
hey, it was
Get on your
hard
way.
enough. It was hard enough to carry that 240 saw.
Oh yeah.
I do not want to carry a 240 Bravo. That shit was
Those
heavy
things-
as fuck.
Yeah, those things are something else.
So I already know, Lionel McTowell, if shit does pop off, you won't be participating, right?
Nah, that's not my fight.
And that's how a lot of men feel as well. Like, why
Except,
would I? I would say,
exactly. It's like it's just not my fight. I mean, it's not any of our fights. It's just, yeah.
well, why would I fight for the very same system that treated me like complete, like doo doo? Like, why would I? Why would I protect y'all? Well, y'all didn't want to protect me. In fact, y'all waited for me to make one mistake to completely decapitate me, figuratively and metaphorically. So
Yeah, and not only that, they also laid out all these legal snares and traps. So if you so much as slip up one time, they can bite your head off.
exactly, like a what's it called, a praying mantis.
Oh yeah.
Why should I even fight for that? That makes no sense to a man that has some dignity and respect for himself.
Yeah, exactly. But if you speak to the average trad cook, they'll say, "Well, you're defending freedom." So what the fuck kind of freedom are you talking about?
Yeah, whose freedom? Certainly not mine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too funny. It's insane. It's insane that the fact that we had to deal with all this craziness as men, and more likely than not, we, at least masculine men, we didn't vote for this. We didn't vote for this at all.
Yeah, none of us did. None of us did.
None. Somehow, Sleepy Joe is the most popular president in history.
Of all time.
Yeah,
Oh,
no
God.
necromancy about anyone.
Despite all the evidence, like the Cyber Ninja report, that people should read for themselves instead of listening to the mainstream media.
Hey. People thinking for themselves? Whoa there. Whoa.
That's
That's some
a
far
damn-
right extremist stuff.
people
right
using some critical thinking.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
no, I just think you're expecting too much from the majority of the population.
Probably.
But
Most
hey,
likely,
Constantine.
Yes, sir.
What is your last thoughts on the content before I let Chronic in?
Well, I think, like I was saying, it definitely comes down to a situation where you have people that want the benefits. The women want the benefits that men have, but they're not willing to take the responsibility that it comes with having those benefits. You know, like I said, since the beginning of time, men have been expected to be the ones to be the protectors, be the ones that protect a nation and die for a country. And I mean, you know, back in the 40s, you had kids under 18 signing up for to join the military to serve their country. You had kids, from what I remember, landing on Omaha Beach and getting mowed down by MG-42s. They were more than happy to do that. And more or less, maybe things were a bit different back then in terms of the culture. Things were a lot less tolerated then than now. Of course, it still was going on to a certain degree, but there's just, you're absolutely right, Yeetus. Why would any man want to fight for a country that would not otherwise care whether he lived or died? Doesn't really care what his life is like as a civvy, you know, but you're going to demand we fight. You'll throw a man like Rittenhouse under the bus when he actually tries to do the morally right thing and protect himself and protect innocent people during all this
Defend his property.
Yeah, defend. Actually, it was another guy's property, and if I remember correctly, their stuff had been vandaled and destroyed, and he lost a bunch of money from all those fires. And you know, that's why they went to go protect that place. You know, you have Biden trying to label him as a white supremacist. Like, again, why would I fight for a president who is labeled somebody that exhibited his Second Amendment rights and showed a lot of good, like surprisingly well executed discretion under those stressful situations? Because I've heard that he could have done a lot more. He could have fired off a lot more rounds than he did and still gotten away with it in terms of being found not guilty. But he chose to show more restraint than quite a few people would have. There were some situations where he didn't necessarily have to. But, we've got all these idiots labeling somebody like that as a white supremacist, as a terrorist, and all that. It's like, why the fuck would I want to serve a country that, had stepped all over the Second Amendment? They've stepped all over the First Amendment. They've stepped all over, men. They've divided us by race. They've divided us by gender. They've done everything they can to divide us, and then now they want me to just defend their country for the sake of keeping them in power. No, that's ridiculous.
I see what you're saying, man.
It's just like the meme that I saw in the Discord a bit earlier, where it was somebody saying they're basically like, it was a leftist calling a normal person all these crazy things like, you're a white supremacist, you're a misogynist, you're all this and that, fuck you, and then it's like, and then they're talking about, we got to help Ukraine, He's like, I don't care. And furthermore, if you go over there, I hope you get brained by one of those Russian soldiers. And they're like, oh, fuck you, and like, or whatever. It's like, why do you say that? It's like, bro, because you've demonized me and you've made me an outcast in my own fucking country. And you're surprised when people don't have an attachment to their country anymore? You're surprised by that shit? Really? Okay.
Hey, they feel entitled.
Yeah, they don't understand at all, and it's the same thing with another. I guess it'd be like a rage comic with the Wojaks and stuff, and it was a leftist saying all those terrible things about a dude, and they're like, and then the dude says something right wing or something like that. And it's like, wait, who radicalized you? And then the Chad or the Chad Wojak moves in. He's like, or the traditional man Wojak moves in on the cuck, and he's like, you did. Who radicalized you? You did, sir. You and your leftist policies radicalized me against you. It's so.
Yeah, hey, I understand, man. I understand.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for putting your input.
Oh, no problem.
And will there be a live stream tomorrow? Probably. It's probably be a gaming one, but so we can actually chill and vibe and not worry about what's happening over there. So, thank you for joining Constantine and Puniti.
Puniti.
Let's get it. Carry on, your next.
What was the question again?
What's your overall perspective about today's topic? Like, do you have an opinion or anything else you want to say?
I'm trapped in England, so I'm closer to the shit than most of you guys. True. I don't know why the fuck is happening. Like, why are we going to send people to another whole country that we don't have contracts with to help them with all this bullshit? That's one reason.
Well, I have heard that your prime minister really wants to get involved.
So does your president.
I know, but you're closer.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I think I was talking about it on Wednesday. I'm just saying, what's the point? Like, I really don't care about this whole situation personally. If Ukraine and Russia want to do the whole bullshit dance, and the UN and NATO and all these countries just try to fuck over everyone, and
hey, people in power. You guys do have a prime minister, right?
No, we have a queen. No, of course we have a prime minister.
Oh shit! See, I'm being retarded today. Yeah, the people that are in charge, because I'm pretty sure the queen doesn't really have too many powers.
No, the prime minister is a prime minister. We have a prime minister.
Yeah.
I'm confused. So you have a prime minister.
It used to be a queen, bro, but now they're like, they don't have any power.
The queen is just for show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a figurehead.
Figurehead.
So,
I'm just making sure. Just making sure. I don't want to confuse anything, but
pretty much, you know, just a wealthy family now. So.
Yeah, you guys are like distant cousins. I don't really pay attention to y'all. I know you guys got a queen.
Everyone pays attention to you guys. You guys make a lot of noise. But yeah,
we're the rowdy cousins, right? We have guns, police, and you know.
Yeah, you're the inner city cousins. Everyone's like,
right.
We got fatty
rights, liberty.
We got fried chicken waffles.
Yeah, chicken waffles, ribs, .45 caliber.
Yeah, but all around this is bullshit. Like, it's rather they're gonna say to fight the war for like no reason. It's not gonna benefit you. It's like you go to war, you probably get maimed or die, or someone that you know happens to them. And you're gonna have baggage from that. You come back, and what you're gonna get people treating like shit.
Yeah.
And now they're like, no one cares about you. You're probably gonna be homeless if you don't take care properly. You're gonna have to like go and just put yourself on this high maintenance to make sure you don't fall apart. Yeah. And you just get, oh, well done, salute, and go fuck off. We're gonna give you some money because that's what the contract was. But besides that, like, so you're gonna go to war for people that don't give a fuck about you, people that downright say that you're not wanted, that you're a monster, that you're a predator, that you're not needed, that you should just go and die. And it's like, yeah, I wouldn't want to fight a war for people that don't appreciate me when I'm doing my best to try and preserve this crappy society that's falling down, and they want it to go more degenerate. So it's like, should I care about a war that's in a whole different country that doesn't speak the same language as me? For what reason? Because a country that's supposedly our enemy is invading or some shit like that?
Yeah, I thought America learned our lesson, with Afghanistan shit, but
no, it's just,
I guess not.
Yeah, no, it's a war to make somebody rich. I mean, Ukraine has an abundance of natural resources, and just this whole thing is, well, we're fighting for freedom. I said, no, you're fighting to loot and burn a country to take the shit from it.
Yep. And we have arms dealers lurking around like vultures.
Yes, and they basically make money from both sides. So, yeah, the whole thing's bullshit. It's criminal.
Yeah, like they're gonna get resources. Why ain't gonna get a drop of that shit? So why am I fighting for them?
That's what I'm saying. It's not worth it. It's bullshit. I think Ukraine actually has gold reserves too. I think they have some gold reserves. They have uranium, mercury, graphite, titanium, iron ore, oil, and natural gas. They got quite a bit of natural resources actually. So yeah.
But yeah, man. Hey, try to stay safe over there, man, because I know it's way different over here than all the way over there when you're pretty much right next to the shit.
Yeah, I have asthma, so I might not get drafted if I'm lucky.
Wait, you visit the States. You just stay there.
Nah, I'm gonna try to go to Africa. I might learn a little bit of Chinese too, so who knows? I might survive.
Yeah. Yeah, one of these days I'll definitely have to visit the continent. Yeah, it's on my list. Yeah.
I've been there before, so I know a few people over there, so it's not going to be that hard.
Yeah, it won't be that hard, too, to just figure out, who is this tall motherfucker wearing goth clothes? Yeah.
But, Carry On, thank you very much for joining. You can stay in the background if you want. We're just waiting on Underground. He doesn't want too many people in the room. So
yeah, I'm staying in the back.
All right, man. Peace out.
Peace. Puniti.
Fuck yeah.
It was just like, damn, shit is getting late, but yeah, but I'll just say just a little bit before I get up out of here. But check this out. As for these feminists and all of these femcels, and that's what they are, femcels, who were telling themselves and telling us for decades they're strong, independent, they don't need no man, they're strong and brave. Yeah, at this point right now, they should just put up or shut up. It's time for them to put up or shut up. I mean, don't just shift into chameleon mode and then say, well, I'm going back to the kitchen. I said there won't be a kitchen for you to go back into.
That's true. Like, what kitchen are you talking about? That's so stupid.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, Undead Chronic, what's going on, man?
Just laughing at these Ukrainian whores. Actually, I feel bad for the Ukrainians. You want to know why I feel bad for them, Yeetus?
Why is that?
You got ethnic Ukrainians, and you got Russians, right? I guess mostly Slavs. Now, the president and the prime minister of Ukraine, do you think they're ethnically Russian or Ukrainian? Don't cheat now. What do you think?
The Russian, bro.
Probably Russian.
Russian?
No, they're both bankers.
Oh,
man.
Yep. Oh
Both
shit.
of the
Yep.
leaders, both of the
Oh,
leaders
Lord.
Yep.
are Jewish. Okay.
Absolute clusterfuck. Oh. Yeah.
And they're controlled by the West. They're basically a satellite state of the U.S. While Joe Biden's drooling on his recent child conquest while his son is smoking crack fucking Asian hookers, he's saying, if you don't do exactly what I want you to do, you're not getting funded, propped up by, this big fiat money. So they're basically an extension of the West's will. So when Ukraine falls, the West kind of gets weakened. So I see all this astroturf and people are like, how could you not support Ukraine? They're a democracy.
So,
Bitch, I don't support democracy. I'm very consistent with my viewpoints.
It doesn't work. I mean, democracy doesn't work, man. Greece made that clear. I mean, damn.
So under Chronic, I assume that you're in the stance of NATO shouldn't get involved.
No,
They
we
should mind their own business.
need to have a nationwide draft. Have the military recruiters go door to door. Sir, do you believe that women should have the right to vote? Yes. Here's your rifle. Let's get ready to go Ukraine.
Damn.
Or the next BLM protest, all them white bitches, random black dudes there. No, I don't really see that many black dudes at BLM protests.
Of course,
women, honestly.
Most of the ones you find there are simps.
The black dudes are at home. They're like, finally, some fucking peace.
Yeah.
Just round them all up, send them to Ukraine. I don't care. Or Antifa, all them little rich white college boys, send them overseas.
Just send them all over there.
I had a community post here. Let me read you the results. This is actually kind of funny. I know you got to get out of here, but let me read the results of this community post. So I asked a question to the community, and it was, let's see. I said, would you support U.S. intervention in Ukraine? I had about 6,000 votes. Yes was 4%. So that's, what's that? 120? Something like that? No, that's like 2,400. No, it's not fucking 20. It's 240. I'm math is shit right now. So about a couple hundred people said yes, they want to support Western hegemony. 38% no, and 59% said yes, only if BLM supporters are drafted.
Damn.
No, the memes have been great because, and I bring this point to normies and people in my family. I go, ask your closest 4 or 5 best male friends, if you're a man, would you die for this country? I don't know a single male friend that would die for this country. Not one.
Nope, not one.
Nope. I don't know one either. I mean, I don't know anybody who would actually die for this corporate oligarchy.
Nope.
Yeah.
What about you, Rishi? With that weird picture up again.
I just wanted to show Chronic this.
I've seen it. Yeah, I saw
Ukraine, stay strong for our democracy.
He's delusional motherfucker.
Bruh.
I swear.
The way I see it is, the BLM types, the LGBT types, the new Latino Americans, and the Antifa types, they own America. They rule over all of us here. Strong men. They rule over us. Send them and send all the white fucking pigs that enforce their edicts, send them to die for Ukraine. And I'm not even saying that in a bad way. I want them to die for Ukraine. I want that to happen.
Die for their way of life.
Yep. Because it's going to come to the point where if whatever side has more people willing to die for their cause is going to win.
And that's the very same reason why Putin chose this time to attack.
Now, LOM, I've said this before. They come with draft cards to me. People say like, "Oh, I have friends abroad saying, "Oh, if you're in America and you're a man between 18 and 30, strap up and get ready to die fighting Russians." I'm like, "Nah." They're like, "Well, you're not disabled. You go to jail all the time." I'm like, "I will sit my ass in jail and write jail. I'll be the fucking Nelson Mandela writing jail poetry about how they are oppressing greenskins. I'll be in the fucking jail running Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments, And whoever, if you lose your first round of the Yu-Gi-Oh tournament, you get your ass beat because we got a mixed jail culture with Yu-Gi-Oh. You know what I mean? So it's still got to be some kind of semblance of a threat. Right?
That's some Shadow Realm shit.
Yeah, exactly. I would rather live the rest of my life in a prison cell than serve this decrepit, feminist, golem society. I refuse.
Yeah,
Yep, I'll pull a whole Muhammad Ali. I ain't got no quarrel with those Russians. Yep. I'm just gonna sleep very comfortably in a cold steel jail cell, just sleeping like a baby. Wow.
Hey, if a bunch of Russians found out my docs, they wouldn't get me doc. They wouldn't cancel me. It's Americans that do that.
That is true. You're not wrong. What'd you say, Elijah McDowell?
Yeah, the way I see it, yeah. You get all the dregs and the rank and file persuasion that really doesn't like your heterosexual men or men who actually have their shit together. Get rid of them. Let them go over there and fight for this whole fight for Ukraine. Let them go over there and do that. That's my thing. Yeah.
You know, we could kind of pull what the feminists did back for World War I and just openly shame these people who don't want to go and die for Ukraine. And then they all die for Ukraine. And then we are the voting majority all of a sudden.
Pretty much.
You shame and gaslight them into going over there. That'd be best.
White Feather Society 2.0. Like, why the fuck not use their own tactics?
I had someone from Ukraine comment. They're like the Russians made me move out of my home, and I assumed it was just lying coat. But I was like, I'll treat it as real because here's the point: we need help. Please help Ukraine. The Russians took us from our home and took our stuff, and now we're alone. I don't know if they're graping my daughter. I go, no, you're a feminist. You voted. Now, because you didn't want to defend your family, you want men from another nation to defend your family? Fuck that. You're equal to men. It's just like, I couldn't do anything. They had guns. They had guns on us. I'm like, hey, what do you think happened to thousands of generations of men who got captured by the enemy and they were surrounded at weapon point? You know what they did, LOM? They fought back and they died for their families.
Uh-huh.
So if you're going to vote, if you're equal to men, you can die for your family. Because if every single Ukrainian woman went up to some Russian soldiers, flirted with them, and died for their families, this operation would be over. But they're women, so they don't fucking do that.
Yep, I agree. And that's a whole BS lie where that woman said there's nothing I can do because the president of Ukraine literally has armories open to anybody that's 18 to 60 years old that's willing to defend their country.
Shit, man. Maybe we should find a porous border in Ukraine and just go to the armory. Oh, this is some nice shit. You should look at this. It got some nice optics here. But hey, we'll be right back. We're just gonna go on a beer run. Just leave the country.
Give it the night vision goggles.
Well, it's like these people you should go fight for the same Western hegemony that gave brand new machine guns to the Taliban. But if your shotgun's too short, they'll send a squad of pigs to kill you in your home. No. Those pigs can go get. I gotta contain myself to not get you to strike down.
I know it's funny. There's that one woman who was I think all you got to do is spread your legs for one of these Russian soldiers, and then do what all good feminists do and pour acid on his face while he sleeps.
Damn.
I would support a bill sending the 2 generations related to any kind of federal agent. I'd send them all to different continents. Oh, looks like your 2-year-old son's going to Antarctica. That kind of sucks. That's how little I care about these people. They're so willfully. It's not, LOM. I had a dude on, and he was getting so pissy. He's just like, you're saying if men don't submit to the family courts, they get shot by the cops. That doesn't happen. I'm like, if you refuse the family court's orders, the cops come to you. If you refuse the police orders, they escalate violence. If you keep on resisting and refusing to submit, they'll shoot you.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, but they could tase you. And I'm like, yeah, but then you're submitting, right? You're not. If you think about it ahead of time, like, okay, they're gonna try to take me. No. You're prepared for that. But go on, little one.
But yeah, you're right, man. They'll kill you if they have to. But it's just. I gotta tell folks this, right? These guys who say, "Well, you should break the badge," I said, "Yeah, but you gotta understand, some little boy blue is not your friend. His job is to enforce the law, not to protect your ass or save your ass. I mean, they don't care. Your personal protection, your personal safety is up to you. You alone. It's not up to the police."
I don't see their job as enforcing the law. They do what their superiors tell them to. They do what the sheriffs tell them to do, and the sheriffs do what the politicians tell them to do. Because we all know the summer of
Love.
I was going to use another term. I'll keep it summer. Yeah, summer of love. The summer of love, right? Where over 30 people got murdered during these riots for old Floyd. We all knew that the crimes were getting broken. We all knew the law wasn't being enforced. The cops knew. The sheriffs knew. They weren't enforcing the law because the bitches, the demons, the dog walkers holding that pig's leash, holding that pig's fucking choke collar. It's like, nah, not this one, not this one. You open your business and you weren't wearing a mask, get them, sick them. Fucking pigs coming up in this bitch. I can't stand them. I can't stand it. I walked through a gun store and I was talking to the owner stuff, and two cops walked in. They were off duty though, and they were like talking gun stuff. And I literally looked at the gun store and I'm like, you know these guys? They're like, yeah, we're friends. I'm like, what do you guys do? They're like, oh, we're local PD. I was like, you know what? I appreciate the knowledge you gave me, but I cannot support people that support those that take from me. I will not support those who are friends with fucks. I said blue fucks. Blue fucks that take my freedom from me. Unless the gun store. I was about to drop like a couple $100, well, like $1,500 on like a pistol and a shotgun. I was like, nah, I would rather go to fucking Walmart, who supports BLM, or some fucking big box store than some little old gun store that supports the pigs in blue. Can't stand cops, man. Fucking hate them.
What do you have to say about that, Gray?
Actually, funny. So, like, basically all the restaurants can't have dine-in visitors due to lockdowns. Guess who I saw a couple weeks ago in the coffee shop sitting down having coffee together, masks off?
The Justin dude.
Some pigs.
Oh. Well, don't be surprised if the Justin dude was doing the same thing.
Oh, no, if I saw him at my local coffee shop doing that, like, I'd be like, well, fucking taking one
if I saw Trump or Biden at a coffee shop, I like walk up to them, pretend to be a fan. I'm like, hey, I got something for you. Like, yeah. I like take the lid off their coffee and just take a whiz in it.
No.
Yeah, I go to jail for a couple years to do that. I'd be a legend on YouTube.
Dude, that was way fucking nicer than what I had planned. So,
yeah, that was much more nicer than what I had planned for the fucking dementia patient. But yeah.
Oh no, I'm just saying. You make so that's a business decision. If I go to jail for 2 years for whizzing in Joe Biden's coffee cup, by the time I come out, the conservatives on Give Send Go would have funded me in my retirement. I'd be a child too. They'd be like, give the Iron Man scene. Like, give it, you save yourself. I look at the camera, give it a wink. I'm undead chronic. Get sent to jail. It's like, oh my god, undead chronic fucking piss in Joe Biden's coffee cup.
But undead chronic. Let's say if you were in charge of the situation right now, when it comes to the Russia and Ukraine situation, what would you do if you were
in charge, like president or what?
Let's say now. What would you do with that situation? You just like, yeah, good luck, or
I'd push massive propaganda on Facebook, Twitter, especially Tumblr, leftist spaces, and I'd say full call to forgiveness if you serve in the army for 1 year, right?
Yeah.
And I'd form suicide battalions with these leftoids, and we'd have them just straight up. I just have them run into machine gun nests, right? I don't know what I would, whatever
Also-
it is. And not like I want them to die, but we need to destroy fascism on this globe. And so if they truly believe in the mission and diversity, think of all the trans women who can't cut their schlongs off in Russia, and how you're dying for a good cause if you take down Putin, right? That's step one. Step two, with the boats or planes we send to Ukraine to do that, any Ukrainian female aged 16 to 26 with a BMI under 28 gets an immediate U.S. citizenship if she flies back and marries a U.S. or has children or marries a U.S. male within a year. I would want to crash the pussy market. So I think we can solve a lot of problems there. Past that,
Okay.
I would make all the soldiers we send over there, the leftoids, have like GoPros on their helmets and live stream it, and then we could just pull super chats in and probably destroy the deficit, right? With all the people donating, watching them go, there's no safe space. I dropped my rainbow dildo.
Speaking of live stream, this is actually, at least in my opinion, the first big war that we can literally watch a war in person, like not in person, but like through live stream. Like you can literally live stream a war, which is
I want to see some viewer do a TikTok dance and then get domed. That's what I want. That's what I need to see before the thing.
I seen some wild shit, you know. Like I see helicopters bobbing and weaving through sand missiles. I seen a helicopter get shot down. I seen houses getting like literally real time. Houses getting destroyed by artillery strikes. It's a crazy time. It's a crazy time for.
We need to open another live stream. It's like Warband's Refugee Welcome Center, and there's just a bunch of blonde Ukrainian bitches getting ran through by the Warband boys. Don't worry, we're breeding the next generation of Ukrainian soldiers. Working on it. It's just like it's just like the door closes and some Warband recruit steps out. He's like super sweaty in a towel. He's just like, I'm just doing the duty to my country, and I was like the fourth one I've served. He faints. He's like, we need a medic. We need some fluids. Get some fluids. Viagra. This man needs some zinc supplements now.
Make sure you bring some beer.
Medic comes out. He has like a giant, just like compression on his face. He's like, yeah, well, they gave me the pig farmer's daughter, and they mixed her up with the actual pig. So I ended up getting a pig on my face for about half an hour. I'm not a pig. Oh, never mind. It was actually a female.
Manic. Manic actually did.
Manic, you're the only man with the skill, the specialty to breed these Ukrainian hogs.
Undercry, you see Discord?
What is it? Is he saying something? Is Manic talking? Oh, he finally put it up. Yeah, I told him to make that. I'm gonna make that tomorrow. Put it up on the chat, man. I want LLM's reaction to that. Share on your screen, yeah. LLM. I got a commissioned meme here. You might enjoy it.
Let's see.
Oh no!
Put it up. Come on. Manic did a lot of work with that.
Rizzy, can you pull it up?
Oh, so I have to pull it up. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how to. I'm just kidding. I'll get it.
No, you're not. Just bring it up.
I don't know how to. Rizzy.
We need like a.
All right, Rishi. All right. All right, I'm bringing it up right now.
There you go. Hey, LOM, what do you think about this one? It's Putin kneeling on Ukraine.
Damn.
That's the reaction I wanted. I was just like, damn. Did him dirty. Oh, man. Dude, I will lose my YouTube channel when I post that tomorrow. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you definitely get zapped for that one, man. Be careful.
Actually, you know what? I think I'll put it on my backup and then I'll just share it on my main. That's what I'll do.
I had to take it out.
Oh, that shit's so funny. I thought this morning, like, dude, this is what we need. But I got a list of reasons why people are supporting Russia over Ukraine, or I would say they're indecisive because the left, and it's not like left. Actually, I think leftists want to go to war against Russia. It's not just the corporate left. It's not just the typical Democrats or like the moderates. It's the leftists, the extremists, the feminists. The entirety of the left wants to fight Russia, right? So here's why. A quote someone said, sent to me. He said why they don't want to fight Russia. And he's a white man, so there you go. He says, no Russian ever called me racist for no reason other than being white. No Russian ever tried to force me to choose between science juice or lose my job. No Russian ever tried to get my son to cut off his dick and to dress like a girl and to suck a schlong. No Russian ever tried to convince my daughter to turn into a salute feminist with blue hair. No Russian ever stole a damn election in plain view and called me a conspiracy theorist for questioning it. No Russian ever mocked my Christian faith. No Russian ever tried to get my kids to hate me, their heritage, and their faith. No Russian ever tried to flood my nation with a bunch of cheap immigrants when my own people had trouble making a decent wage and buying houses. No Russian ever voted for to allow American companies to ship jobs to Mexico, India, and China. No Russian ever devalued my currency so bad that American workers just effectively took a 30% pay cut. No Russian ever threatened to get me fired for saying a man dressed in a dress is still a man. Finally, no Russian ever declared me a domestic terrorist for expressing a desire for safe neighborhoods and schools. And that's why I don't give a fuck about this, right? My enemy isn't Russia. It's not Ukraine. I don't care. I don't care about either of them. Those that are aware of our situation, and I think the highest percentage of people aware of it are men in the manosphere, right? Because of all the groups, of all the identities, the one that gets the least respect, the least empathy is men. We all realize how fucked this country is, the West, the U.S., and how they've had a war against men. This is like the third video I put on my fucking channel, Unachronic 1, before I even numbered it, was the war against men.
Well,
I'm not fighting a two-front war.
They still get pissed off, when today people are calling the United States hypocrites when they were condemning Russia. When the United States was invading Iraq, Afghanistan, Korea, Vietnam, Kuwait. I know I'm missing a couple more. Somewhere in Africa.
The only place I supported was us invading Korea. Because today, that's where the majority of high-value women are going to be coming from.
Oh,
South Korea.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I'm like, you know what? Hey, you guys got a point. Hey, America, we like to,
South Korea is like I see South Korea in terms of like the great American wars in the past 100 years. It was the best investment for young men to get valuable wives. They don't get homegrown wives here anymore. It's like fucking avocados back in 2006. You can't get them here.
And actually,
that's why years ago I got fucking attacked for even getting a passport as a black man.
What are you saying, LOM?
Oh yeah. Actually, isn't South Korea? Aren't the men in South Korea pushing back hard against feminism right now? I mean, they're pushing
They can try, but it's too late. I've already been there.
Yeah, they like going on marches and stuff, and they're much more unified against feminism than the U.S.
Regardless,
the U.S. we just accepted it.
It's too late.
We just accepted it here in the States. We're like, the top 2% of guys will get all the pussy, and everybody else can like chase the same 30-year-old fat pig with two bastards.
South Korea cannot be saved, along with Japan.
Yeah, China. The same goes for China right now, even though they banned abortion and vasectomies. But their situation is really dire because, like they can't fix their fertility problem, even if they do try to find ways to boost their fertility, because 80% of their groundwater is contaminated.
But hey, China is trying pretty hard, though.
They're trying pretty hard, but
reverse the situation.
They're trying,
especially shaming.
But they can try. Yeah, they can try, but a lot of that is just like the environment they live in, man. Their air pollution, their water pollution, the heavy metals and the chemicals in their water, get into their kidneys and then affect their reproductive. It's just,
I see what you're saying when it comes to digesting.
We have the same problem here in America, right? You're saying that there's pollutants in the water that affect like reproductive organs, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, except for us in America, instead of like a bunch of heavy metal pollutants, it's fat bitches. I haven't had a boner in 3 days after I saw like a whole family of fat hogs at Walmart.
Maybe that's why they invade Taiwan. War brides.
But I personally don't give a shit. Okay. Same view here as it in Korea, Japan, China, Malaysia, Thailand, Philippines. If you're 25 years old as a female and you're still not married, you're a leftover woman.
It's all their choice. If an 18-year-old Korean woman wants to live a nice life, she can find a late 20s, 28, 29, 27-year-old man to take care of her the rest of her fucking life. Instead, on average, they choose to go to school. They choose to live life like a man for 5 to 10 years and chase a career. And then they want to settle down. It's too late, bitch. Those 10 years of living life like a man are useless for the rest of your life if you want to be a homemaker. They're useless. All you're doing is letting your eggs decay in your barren ovaries. Damn things like the fucking Dust Bowl. I like to take a microscope up to some feminist bitch's ovaries who's 32. I'm seeing like Kansas farmers being like, I haven't grown crops. There's seen no rain here in 3 years. And they get blown away by a fucking tornado. That's what these bitches' ovaries be like.
I agree 1,000,000%. I agree.
All any woman has to do at 18 is submit. And they're like, oh, I'll submit if he's like an Instagram model. No. You don't deserve that man. If they submit to a man within their range, here's what it really is. We can't expect young women to make wise decisions coming to the sex partners. They think they're shit. I even told Ribby has a number one fan who's a single mother. Like this girl calls on the Ribby show. And we got to the point I'm like, so your life would probably be better if you didn't have the freedom to choose who to fuck. Yeah. Because if you didn't have the freedom to choose who to fuck and a smart man did, you wouldn't be a single mother right now. You'd be married at home.
Yeah, you're more than likely because like when you give them the choice, to choose like who they want to marry or who they want to fuck, they always choose terribly. It's a running joke.
They choose off their instincts.
Yeah, exactly.
For the majority of, even before we had speech, a young female of sexual age would not choose her partner. If she tried to run off with a man from a different tribe or whatever, the men in charge, either the alpha or whatever system they had, would beat the living fuck out of her. They didn't have to do it often because she knew what would happen. And so what they deemed acceptable, she would do. But now, no one's controlling her. I got birth control. I'm going to destroy my brain chemistry jumping on the tallest, baddest, most aggressive dudes. I even told I had this communist teacher Colin who said he would love to marry a porn star. Right, this guy.
Oh God! Oh no!
I asked the question to all the male feminists who call in to debate me. Ask towards the end, like, do you want to marry? Would you marry a porn star? One said no. Two said yes, depending on the love. This guy said, I'd love to. He was like, oh really? Oh yes. And I just told him, I was just like, fuck. I lost my point talking about his cockatry, to be honest.
Yeah, that guy would have.
Yeah, he said. No, I said. No, I lost it.
Yeah,
but you will love to date or marry a porn star or something else?
Before, yeah. Oh no, I said that's what I said. I said women at 18 don't make good decisions. So I said, so he was like, are you getting any? You getting any? You getting any? Because he just wanted to call me an insult the whole time. I'm like, yes, I'm getting some. He's like, really? I'm like, why do you care? Like, it just proves to me that the number one thing you value in life is pussy. And if that's what you value in life, you know what it tells me? It tells me you don't get any fucking pussy.
Exactly. The ones who put peace leave on a pedestal really aren't really getting peace leave like that very often. They're not. So most of them aren't.
So he's just like, you only fuck virgins? I never did that. I never said that. I treat different women differently. If she has more than one body count, she's practice. So I'll fuck her brains out, and then 10 years down the line, she'll ruin lives of dudes like you that are willing to marry her. He's just like, well, if that gets you off. I'm like, it doesn't get me off. It's what happens. He's like, how does that? Because if I find an art hoe who's 19 at a Bernie rally, and I smash her so hard for weeks on end from my last semester of college, making her squirt out the window, little freshman going to class, they're like, why is it raining fish water? Oh, what's happening? And when she's 30 and she marries that beta, that Bernie bro bitch that she's ignored for a decade, after a couple years in that marriage, what she's going to be thinking about, LOM? She's going to be thinking about this green dick. That's what she'll think about because she pair bonded with it, and then she'll divorce him. So I don't get off on that. I'm just like, well, the dudes that don't believe in the warband don't have a no diamond. Yeah, we're ruining their future wives. And if they listen to us, that would have never happened. But fuck them.
Yep, let them learn from experience, and it's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. Like, it's the same thing like with these single mothers who try to go to Tinder to find dates. I'm like, you're going to a hookup app to find a date? What the fuck is wrong with you? But it's really sad. But do you guys watch Strong Successful Males channel, SSM?
Every now and then.
Occasionally.
I used to, not for a while.
Yeah, I watch it every now and then. I think there was an article he covered where, like, there was a single mother who had like 7 kids, and the man that she was dating found out about it, and he was, let's just say he went bug shit and got the fuck out of there, but he was the bad guy for leaving.
How do you have sex with a woman that had 7 kids and not notice? Like, I'd fucking trip and break my neck in that pussy. Like, come on. Like, what? He must have lost his V card to her. Oh my god. I just can't even imagine. No, there was that Tinder story of the dude who on a Tinder date like went and helped this chick deliver her baby. You hear about that, LOM?
Yeah, that shit pissed me off.
Dude, there was a guy who on his Tinder date helped her deliver, like went to the hospital with her to give birth.
Oh yeah, I heard about it. Yeah, I heard about that shit. Man, like, what the? I heard about that shit.
That shit is so funny to me. Just like like the Maximum Instinct like anime song. Have you seen that meme? You guys know what I'm talking about? Probably not. There's like an anime song called like Maximum Impulse, like Maximum Instinct. Just like when the character's eyes turn red and some super fucking intense music turns on. It's like maximum simpage. His eyes turns blue and he starts drooling soys. It's like, now it's my time to wife up a queen.
Oh, like Ultra Instinct.
That's what it is. Yeah, Ultra Instinct. Yeah, but Ultra simpage in this case.
Dragon Ball Z?
Dragon Ball Super, Ultra Instinct.
Super, yeah.
It's been redone in a bunch of different animes too.
But yeah, Light of Mectal, you commented on that shit a couple weeks ago when I posted it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're like, fuck this guy, because how can you sip so hard? Like, I will literally have to, if I knew somebody, I knew a man
how can you
did
simp?
that.
How can you simp?
Exactly.
I would deck him in the fucking face, like full-fledged. I punch him in the face.
Exactly.
How stupid can you fucking be, man?
Exactly. I mean, kick his fucking teeth in. It's the same thing with those idiots. It's the same thing with those idiots who give all of their money to these e-girls. I'm like, you're going to get evicted next. You're going to get evicted the next day. Why the fuck are you giving your rent money to these e-girls?
She makes me feel special. Like, you motherfucker. Like, are you serious? This bitch don't give a fuck about you, man. Fuck. I don't know. Like, in today's society, men can't be men anymore. Yeah, for some reason, we can't keep it real with other men because it's misogyny.
Yeah, we can't keep it real with other men. We can't even point out the snares and traps that are in front of men because that's misogyny. That's toxic. All the other feminine bullshit. But it is what it is. But all right, I'm gonna go ahead and get up. I'm off here and get ready for work tomorrow morning. But yeah, all right. See you guys. Yeah, see.
No problem. Man. Thank you for joining, man.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Peace.
See you. Peace.
All right.
Wait, you're telling me you wouldn't help a woman give birth on your first date with her?
No.
You fucking misogynist.
You fucking male pig.
First off, why would I even be in a date with a pregnant bitch? Fuck that.
If you wouldn't help dilate her cervix to deliver your new son, you're not a man.
To be fair, her cervix might get dilated as a side effect of something else, but
but in the end, I ain't gonna. First off, I would never be out with a like. She was 9 months pregnant? I think. Yeah, she was 9 months pregnant when that shit happened.
6 months. 6 months when they started dating, and they dated for 3 months. So yeah.
bro.
Really?
I don't even like. I don't do shit for pregnant bitches. Even if like a pregnant bitch like drops one of her fucking kids, she's like, "Can you help me?" I look at the kid. I'm just like, I just lean over and go, "Where your daddy at, though?"
Oh shit! But hey, Undead Chronic, man.
Or like, is it,
what's
you know what
your-
gender of the baby it is? Yeah, it's gonna be a girl. Okay, make sure you don't feed her too much fructose and hit me up in 18 years. Bye.
I won't believe that they'll say it's a girl. Okay, they're gonna say it's like 23 different genders. Let's keep it real.
That you gotta put. I was talking to some chick who's like, I'm non-binary. I'm an NB, and I looked at her and I was just like, look, I don't care what gender you are. Just tell me, do you have a pussy or not? Like, I literally said that. She's like so shocked. She's like, yes. I'm like, okay, that's all I need to know.
What if I have both? Like, what the fuck?
If she has both and she's hot, right? Like, if she's not fat or disgusting in the face, she'd make a lot of money on OnlyFans. So yeah, I'd be like, you know what? Let's talk business.
So you pimp her out? Damn.
Oh no, I'm like, let's talk business instead of me and you, because we can make a lot of money together.
Jesus.
I mean, like,
Holy
simp's gonna simp. You may as well get a cut.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
might
Bro. I
as
was thinking
well.
about hiring a Warband whore to like do like fucking like titty streaming for us.
The Warband.
Well, hell, there's chicks on Twitch making millions just for showing a little bit of cleavage. So yeah,
I would
don't
just,
feel
yeah,
bad
I don't
at
even
all.
get like I really just want a chick with a cute voice and then have her do like a VTuber.
Hmm?
These VTubers are
VTube?
making like thousands of dollars a day, bro.
Oh,
I'm not even kidding. Making
Yeah.
dumb amounts, yeah.
We can get Manic to do that.
Like
Boy, Manic.
Manic will work the back room of it. Like he'll be dealing with you know what make Manic do? We get a girl with a nice voice, give her like a zombie avatar. Manic like runs a stream, runs all this shit, and then with all these thirsty simps message her on Twitch or OnlyFans, Manic's gonna pretend he's already replied to him. Man, just saw my the dick pic this morning. Fuck you, Undead Chronic.
I mean, Zentrea has proven that you can get away with female text to speech. So
Well, that's the end goal for me. I really do want to pay for a high end VTuber shit. I think that would be pretty cool for my character. I think that would be pretty sick. But first, I need a camera. But it's going to happen in the future, sometime this year, if we're not in World War III.
actually, what you might want to consider is a secondhand iPhone 10, because that's got the best face tracking. So you can get the best rigged avatars with that.
So what about iPhone 12?
Yeah, that should be fine. I think iPhone 10 or better is what you need.
But I have to, this VTuber shit is expensive as fuck, though. Jesus Christ! Like to make the character.
You need to find a chick or a system to make it sound like a chick. At least if you're, I'm not spending thousands of dollars on a chronic VTuber. I spent thousands of dollars on like some busty ass goth zombie girl, and I'll get like a voice actor to fucking do it.
I'll see what I can do with pixel art. I've got the software to make them. I just need to spend the time to learn. Like
You call it the undead concubine.
Undead cocky. That's good.
Undead Thodic. That's what we do.
Undead Sonic.
Right?
Bro, do you know how much
Oh,
money you make?
Seriously, think about this. Roma Army makes like over $100,000 a year just putting out bland ass men's rights points, right? If I give scripts or coaching to some bitch with a decent voice and with a big titty VTuber, kind of waifu zombie avatar, that shit would blow her out of the water. Roma Army would come to our fucking Warband mansion and be like, "I'll suck each of your dick 5 times a day. Just stop the zombie girl from killing my business."
Never. Never ever. Nah. Undead Thodic. She's here to stay. All right. You're like 30 now, Roma Army. You expire milk. Get out of here.
Oh, that's fuck.
Get out of here. You old news.
Yeah, you
Like
old
that,
shit.
one of the community posts I put up that caused the most ass hurt was like, I was like, when she was born in 19 anything, and it was like the gif of like Olenna Tyrell saying "old," right? You remember that, Rishi? We had so many simps getting ass blasted in the comments. Like, you're saying my 26-year-old fiance is old? You're crazy. I'm like, yes, she's old. She's old as fuck. I mean, not for you. Like some dudes are into, older women. Some guys are into grandmas. You want that gussy, that grandma pussy. That's not me though.
Gussy.
Ugh.
we like,
Ugh.
make sure you coat yourself in Vaseline before you engage, because it's going to be a very dry entrance.
That mummified gussy.
You like open it up and fucking scarabs fly out and like ancient Egyptian ghosts. Whoa, what's going on here? I call any what I call any car that has a bitch in it that's over 30? A sarcophagus.
I thought you call it a hearse or something.
Yeah. That's if they're over 32. Anyway, I gotta go out of here. Yeetus, I gotta bounce. It's nice chatting, guys.
Yeetus? I might walked away. Oh, there he goes.
Ghosted us. Oh shit! Did you just?
I guess he's gone, bro. I don't know.
Oh shit, where'd you go?
He left.
He had to
bro.
bounce.
He had to go.
Oh, that was quick. All right. Hey, Undead Chronic is gone, but he dropped some good gems up in his live stream. We're gonna start wrapping it up right now. Before I do, if you guys want to support this channel or the Warband in general, please donate to the link that I pinned on top of the chat, and donate to paypal.me/SirYeetus. Okay. If you have a question, statement, or you just feel like donating, please. That'll be very appreciative of you. Okay. It's going to help my channel or anything that the Warband needs. Gray.
Yep.
Do you have anything else to say when it comes to the topic that we talked about today?
Well, I guess I'll just give my summary. Personally, I think that Putin has checkmated Ukraine and that he's going to take at least a good chunk of it, if not the entire thing. So that is what it is. I definitely like Chronic's idea of tying in military service with student loan forgiveness.
Right.
I think that there's some promise there. And when it comes to drafting the women, if we want to get them to give up their equal rights, great idea. If we want to actually win in conflict, terrible idea.
You're right. You're definitely right about that one, man. It was just a hypothetical situation because
it could. That's the thing. It's not even a thought experiment. It's like, this could happen.
Well, if it
Very
does
reasonable.
happen, we pretty much lost the war.
Yeah, it's just like even putting aside we're basically like all the resources, all the transport, logistically, it's such a waste.
That's true. I agree. That's why
Right.
it's best bet that they hang in the back with logistics, cooking, nursing, whatever it is.
Let that. Okay, honestly, here's actually the reason why women would make absolutely shitty nurses and why they kind of did make shitty nurses.
Well, damn.
Because they need. That's the thing. You've got a soldier who's wounded, can't move on his own. He needs 3 women to carry him, where 1 man could do the job.
So you're saying on the field or back in the hospital?
Both.
Okay, so on the field. So you're talking about field medics.
No, I'm
Yeah.
talking both. I'm talking both. Even in the backline hospitals, you still need multiple women to do the job of
Yeah,
one man.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So
yeah.
no, I say you keep them all the way back and pull another Rosie the Riveter. Get them on the factory lines again. I want them in those places 12 hours a day making bullets.
Oh, that's why they throw a lot of men into the wheelchairs, because it'd be a lot easier for them. I dealt with it personally. So
Well, yeah, because like they can't carry the men.
No, they can't. It doesn't matter how uncomfortable you are. If she's in charge of you, she's going to throw you in a wheelchair.
Yeah, but I'd have more faith in a 50-year-old male nurse than a 20-year-old female nurse. So, like, get the women into the fucking assembly lines manufacturing shit. They can press buttons and handle tiny shit.
50-year-old male nurses are still strong as hell. So, I definitely agree with that. But how you say, I believe if shit does get out of control, it's going to revert back to World War II roles, where when the men are all fighting, the women are going to pick up the work at home.
Yeah. And who knows, maybe they'll actually work enough hours to pay off their student loans for a change.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Hey, look, if they're in the factories 12 hours a fucking day working at minimum wage and they have absolutely nothing to spend their money on because every other service is closed because we're in full war mode, they might actually start earning enough to make those payments.
That's true, but once they see some cheap knockoff eBay version of like crazy shit, probably from China, they'll be spending their money.
No, come on. Like, Trudeau fucking froze truckers' bank accounts over less than this. I'm pretty sure that if the U.S. really wanted to get serious about the wartime effort, they could absolutely stop all that shit.
Fuck that guy. Fuck him. So he's trash. I'm still surprised he's still in his position. But Gray, thank you very much for joining the stream. You gave a lot of good gems that people will listen to. Our regular guests, and there should be a stream tomorrow, but most likely a gaming stream. But thank you for joining, and Puniti.
Puniti. Thank you.
Puniti.
Hey, yo, Rizzy.
That's a little Rizzy to you.
Oh, my fucking God. What's your overall thoughts about the stream today?
It's pretty good. We covered a lot of shit. Especially with the big historical event that just happened.
That is true. That's true. And before I leave, if you guys, I'm going to be changing things very soon. If you guys want to do a donation, if you have a topic or a donation because you want to donate, once again, click on the link that's pinned on top of the chat and donate to paypal.me/Sir Yeetus. Okay. There's going to be a good amount of changes when it comes to the live streams and the channel in general. And there will be other social media platforms that I want you guys to join, because I will be creating around 3 or 4 more social media platforms, because I don't know how much longer me or the Warband or whoever tells the truth has on YouTube. I will definitely give you guys the information tomorrow. If you guys decide to donate, I definitely appreciate you guys' donation. This is Sir Yeetus. Hopefully you guys had your daily dose of red pills. And stay safe if you're near Ukraine or around Europe. I am out.
Yeah.
And
cheers.
oh shit! Oh, I got that. Oh my God! Don't chill. Don't
stay
do it.
safe.
Oh, how dare you mock me?
I agree with you 1,000,000%.
I'm out of here. Peace.
Bye bye.